And we welcome you to another victorious edition of the Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. I'm Russell Smith alongside Davey Hudson of Outkick, Bear, and Walker Smith with us this afternoon as we drink, ladies and gentlemen, from the keg of glory. It wasn't always pretty. It wasn't always fun. But damn it, somehow, some way, on a day when Josh Heupel is thoroughly outcoached, his team is thoroughly outplayed, Mississippi State wanted it more this afternoon, but somehow, some way, Tennessee finds a way to get it done on a day when LSU could not win in the Magnolia State. The Big Orange somehow gets it done, 41-34. Hey, we almost covered. I
was pretty close on my score. You know what? Bottom line is this: the cream always rises to the top. And I heard you. I saw you in a couple different text groups. I kept seeing that we don't deserve to win. Neither did they. They really didn't.
Oh, I think they did.
Hey, they had as many mistakes as we did. If you go back,
but they're not
outgained them.
But I don't think they're a very good team. Davey, jump in here. I mean, this is, it's a survive and advance mentality. Like, you got to win some of these games in the playoff era where you don't have your A game, nothing close to it. And we were in the hornet's nest today. And it never had a good feel to it, but somehow Josh Heupel's able to land the plane this afternoon.
Yeah, we did not play well. It was a game where I don't think the team really got off the bus. You had struggles early, and I'm fortunate to get through it. I mean, obviously, 2 SEC games so far, both go to overtime. I do know, and I've talked about this, in this era of college football, you're going to have these games where it's more like the NFL in your conference, where any given Saturday, it could be a game where you lose or, you find a way to win. But Tennessee did not come ready to play. It's as simple as that. It was frustrating. We're going to discuss a lot of what went wrong, but at least the one positive thing I can say is the shoe's on the other foot from where it was 2 weeks ago, where Mississippi State fans are going to be thinking of every minute detail that ultimately led to them losing that game when they should have won.
Is there anybody more relieved than poor Max Gilbert today?
To not have to kick a late field goal.
He's off the hook.
Yes. Braylon Staley.
What did you say when they showed him? They said Max Gilbert kicking a last-second field goal against the Bulldogs. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
According to Mark Nagy, Rocky Top is blaring on loudspeakers over at the I noticed it. There's some big band competition over at Carnes. Apparently they were watching the game as well over there.
Well,
the Beaver himself with a 25-yard scamper.
How about it? We're going to listen. There's going to be a lot of complaining tonight. We're going to do that thing we did in the late Fulmer era where we win the game, but people are still somewhat in a bad mood. I think that it needs to be said off the top. We should celebrate any SEC road win. And that's what happened. And we are all, I'm thrilled. I'm relieved. I'm ecstatic about it. There's a lot of things. We are going to pick so many nits tonight that you're going to think at times that we lost the game. And that's okay. It's voluntary reaction. You fan how you want to fan. This is a judgment-free zone. But, boy, it feels good to get the dub. And now we've got an off week to reflect,
heal,
to relax, to heal, to prepare for
Bobby Petrino,
an Arkansas team that might be sporting a new coach on the sideline when they come down here. Just all kinds of things to discuss this afternoon. Yes, Davey.
Before we get to the callers, I want to, go around the room real quick. True or false, Josh Heupel coached not to lose the game today?
Yeah, I think what he was trying to thread a needle there on that when we got the ball with under 2 minutes with 3 timeouts. And I think he wanted to make sure that one of two things was going to happen. Either we were going to get in field position to try and kick a field goal, but he wasn't. He was taking off the table any chance of them getting the ball back before overtime. And he got burned on it. and people are pissed, and rightly so. But there are multiple points during that whole sequence where if he had just called the timeout.
Yeah. I've always defended Josh Heupel for his reluctance to use timeouts at the end of the game because I think that his team is well drilled enough in going fast to where we can get up on the ball after a first down like we did with 14 seconds left and snap the ball without the clock starting again. It's like, oh my God, we just wasted 3 seconds. We snapped the ball before they started the clock again after that big first down conversion. The problem was Joey didn't have a great plan and he scrambled around and it took too much time. But in that situation, it's rare that it's been that late. Usually it's like, oh my God, there's 36 seconds. Oh my God, there's 40 seconds left.
Right.
And I'm like, calm down. He's got this.
You were saying that.
It's our advantage. 14 seconds is really low. 14 seconds is you got 2 plays probably. And you're at the, 48?
Yeah, even with 2 timeouts, 14 seconds is still just, I mean, average play, if you're throwing an out or.
Go ahead and call the timeout. You got 2 chances to hit a 10-yard chunk and get into position for a long field goal.
Dial up your best play that you feel can get you 10 to 15 yards and give Gilbert a chance, but.
All right, let's go to the phones here. 865-966-3435. They are already jammed. When you hear a caller end his call, those seasoned professionals among you know that is the time to hit the dial button. 865-966-3435. You can also text us at that number as well. Ashley Schaefer, Vol fan, is up first. ASVF. Good evening.
Russ, can you pass me an orange Solo cup, please, sir?
ASVF and Sharpie. Here you go, brother. Tap that thing.
Petition to call it the keg of relief this evening, fellas.
Permission granted, I suppose.
I had already accepted the loss. I'm not going to lie. I had already accepted it. I was in a bad mood at halftime, but honestly, we did not deserve to win that game. There were so many losing plays that we made today, and somehow we did find a way to win it. So I am relieved. I'm happy they found a way to win. And Russ, I agree with you. I mean, we all know it's a week-to-week league. But I will say this, because I'm sure a bunch of people are going to get on here and rip this team. Normally, I would also be one to do so. I'm no stranger to doing that.
You did it in the first half.
This is the kind of game for me that lowers the ceiling on a Josh Heupel program. That team looked abysmal today. All 3 phases of the game we were outcoached in. This is not the first time it's happened. It's not the second time. It's not the third. It's not the fourth. That's the worst coached game I've ever seen from Josh Heupel. And we're in year 5 with a quarterback who's playing like a veteran. He didn't have his best game today, but he played okay. And Heupel's never really going to win anything of significance here. He may back into something, maybe an SEC championship appearance at some point. But coaches like that, have you ever seen a Saban team look like that? Have you ever seen a Kirby Smart team look like that? Have you ever seen? You just don't see great programs look like that today. I mean, we were just getting eaten alive with our run defense. The pass defense was horrible. I mean, I'm not going to belabor the point, but for me, it did lower the program ceiling today.
The defense scored 2 touchdowns, just throwing it out there. And they about killed that kid, that Shaping kid.
You're not wrong, Bear, but I felt like they did it despite the coaching. Do you agree with that or no?
I don't. Obviously we had problems setting the edge for most of the game, and I really don't know. It's one of the weirder games I can remember. Just how it all played out.
Davey, if you had told me beforehand Mississippi State's going to roll up 378 total yards against us, I probably would have said, "Yep, that sounds about right. That sounds about right." And that should equal 30 or fewer points, and we're just going to have to score more than them. It did feel like our defense was on its heels pretty much all day. Davey, are you muted?
Fellas, I won't belabor my call, but I will say I'm going to enjoy this solo cup, and I'm going to go watch these other great games that are on tonight. I'm happy we got to win. Let's just enjoy it, guys. I mean, there's plenty of negatives out of this game, and like, whatever, who cares?
Yeah,
go Big Orange.
Thank you, Ashley Schaefer. Appreciate the phone call. And the fact of the matter is, guys, you can do both, right? I mean, it's a weird thing, college football sometimes. Me personally, like I'm shaking after that one. I'm excited. We all bear hugged. We're all going crazy in here. Then we got to rush in here and do the thing. And I'm like, the adrenaline, man. I'm like shaking as we start the show. But I mean, he's right. We were so sloppy today. So many little mistakes.
Big pile of slop, as Phil would say, Russ.
I mean, you come out and get a 3 and out on the first possession. Like you're thinking, all right, man, boys came to play. Muffed punt, penalty, touchdown. And it was just on, man. Just a huge amount of errors by Tennessee, whether it was penalties or turnovers, missed assignments, dropped balls, missed tackles.
Here's what I'll say, Russ. I'm not as upset with the defense as I think a lot of people are. I know we play the bend, don't break mentality, and you're going to give up a lot of yards in the process, but who helped Tim Banks' defense out? I mean, didn't they have 3 turnovers that allowed them to start in our territory?
Yes.
And so it's like you put them at a disadvantage there. You made them settle for a field goal on multiple occasions, and they ultimately came up big on the final stand of the game when everything was on the line. But going back to Ashley Schaefer-Vall's point as it relates to this lowers the standard of what I see for Josh Heupel, what I was thinking was we talk about this every year, and we were like, will this be the game where Josh Heupel lays a dud on the road? And it was. The only difference this year was he actually found a way to win it. And that doesn't give me confidence in Josh Heupel moving forward based off all the mismanagement I saw from him today. But it does make me think that's that one game that you've lost every other year. Is this a way where you're now able to move forward and you finally found a way to escape that? And I don't know if that's the case or not, but I at least have hope right now, knowing until we have our next road game that was this game. And had we lost today, man, the season's over. You're not going to run the gauntlet the rest of the way. You're throwing it. I'm throwing in the towel if that's the case. I got pissed off. I know people are going to come in here and bitch about the refs. I've got one problem today from an officiating standpoint. It was egregious, but had Tennessee lost that game, it would have been on Josh Heupel and that team because they weren't ready. They had so many mistakes. And we just talk about, you got to play clean football. You got to make sure that you take advantage of these opportunities, especially, I mean, your defense got you 2 damn touchdowns. And that's great. But the fact that we're having to rely on that there for a large portion of the game, the defense was outscoring the offense. What the hell, Josh? Figure it out.
Well, Tennessee rolls up 466 yards of total offense today. And you got to think, really, we scored, 20 points offensively in regulation?
Yes. And what's unbelievable is if we have 2 drops, and we win this one going away. If I told you yesterday on the show, Russell, that the defense was going to score twice, I mean, you would have thought it would have been an absolute Saturday night massacre.
You hold a big offense team to 378 yards, which is pretty average these days, especially and you score twice on offense or on defense. You're thinking, oh man, like that bodes well.
What did they end up passing for? I heard this Mike Keith and Ramon.
Blake Shapen today was 18 of 29 for 180 yards, a touchdown and a pick.
I mean, deep into the third quarter, he was hovering like right around 115. But I felt like we never made them force them into a position where they had to throw the ball and they could just keep running it. And they were gashing us.
Bothwell averaged 5.8 yards a carry today.
Oh, man, he's rugged.
Speaking of running back, have we seen the last of Pilu for a while?
I mean, we didn't see much of him today. Did he do anything that was –
I mean, he completely I was surprised Ramon was as stern as he was about it. I was listening on the radio. Apparently he had his last play was the sack on Aguilar.
Oh, he missed a block.
But the way Ramon described it, he goes, "You got to man up." He said, "You can't duck your head. You got to stand up straight and block a man."
I love Ramon Foster.
He is unbelievable.
Let's get Anthony in here next. Anthony, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead.
Thank goodness. I was sure we were losing. I thought that muff punt at the beginning of the game really set the tone for the whole game. But, Joey was cool as a cucumber. And, guys, we are so blessed to have Joey Football as our quarterback.
Joey today, 24 of 40, 335 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And, I don't think he had his best day. I mean, he was just a little off, it seemed. A lot of balls coming in high.
It was
hot
like
and high.
Syracuse.
He was throwing some hospital balls today.
But he ends up with 335 yards. I mean, what does that say about the kid? Are we holding him to too high a standard, Anthony?
Well, imagine if Matthews had caught that ball. Yeah, I think we are holding him to too high of a standard.
Mike.
Every interception went through somebody's hands.
Yep.
I mean, come on, guys.
When's the last
Could
time
you
we had?
imagine
Go
what
ahead.
would have happened if Nico was our quarterback
I don't even want to
today?
think or
Probably
talk
not in the
about
game.
it.
We're drinking from the keg of despair.
You damn right.
When's the last time we had a 400-yard passer?
Hendo got there once.
Yeah, because
Right.
if he hadn't dropped that, Mike Matthews doesn't drop that ball, we're cracking 400.
Yeah.
We're probably
Yeah.
winning
Well,
going
and if
away.
Chris Brazzell doesn't have the touchdown called back, he's got that too.
I was listening on the radio. Was the call as egregious as
Dude,
guys
it
on the
was,
radio?
oh
Yeah.
God, I was going to lose a
It was
gasket. The cornerback fell down. Like they're hand fighting. He's not
Yeah.
looking to make a play on the ball. He falls down. And I will say this: Chris Brazzell's the best wide receiver Josh Heupel has had here during his tenure. That guy is playing himself into the
Flag
first
was
round.
late as hell, too.
Yeah, I mean, there was as much contact as you see in college football these days, Bear. Like, both guys initiate, like they both put their arms on each other at the same time, but it wasn't a hard shove. I think it should have been a
looked
no
worse.
call. And it was almost like, I almost think it was karma. Like, I wonder if the official who threw that flag had been watching the other Brazzell long touchdowns where he kind of is like, it wasn't as bad as the ones at Georgia, which I don't think were flags either. I mean, that's just like, that's football.
That's an elite wide receiver. That's you see plays like that on Sunday. That's how those guys play.
It was a horse shit call, Anthony. Horse shit.
Hey, Russ, I haven't talked to you since after Georgia. I'm a little sorry for my call after Georgia. I was very crass after that call. I was a little embarrassed the next morning. I was just really raw. My emotions were running high after that Georgia game.
It's 24-hour cooling off period, Anthony. You have nothing to apologize for, does he, Russ?
Well, guys, this was more scared coaching today. No timeout after a 3-and-out at the end of the first half. If anything, you should hope. You should have some confidence in your guys, and you should hope they go for it right there and call that timeout. And then we're running clock at the end, on the last drive of the game. Oh, my God. It's like Hype was coaching like he's got 3 condoms on.
Jesus Christ, Anthony. Wasn't ready for that.
Wow.
Gosh. People are going to complain about that PI call against Brazzell, but when you coach so scared like that, your margin for error is really low.
I was actually I was more upset. More upset with that, what Anthony's talking about there, than I was with the end of the game thing. I think it was more egregious. That wasn't Heupel. I mean, it's the end of the first half, man. You're the double up king. It's 4th and 1. They weren't going for that deep in their own territory.
The end of the first half is a weird one because, it's 3rd and 1 and, you got a gambler over there on the other side and Levy, like, he can go for that. You call a timeout and they come out and get it. And then all of a sudden they've got a first down and about a minute left and they've got their timeout. So I think there was a little bit of brinksmanship there and Heupel just wasn't sure what Levy was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone either way. Like I get why people are mad, but I get why Heupel did what he did. And he's thinking at the time, it's like, look, the game is tied. It's 17-17. We've played like shit, but the game is tied, and we're going to get the ball to begin the second half. So it's like if we go score there, like we're in control. I don't feel like he was in desperation mode at that point. If that makes any sense.
It makes sense. I just feel like every time we get in one of these big situations, one of these big games on the road, when we get a chance to make a big play, to make a drive for it, to put we never had a chance to put the nail in the coffin. I mean, that just happened from the very beginning. But when we just coach so scared. I mean, who cares? Who cares? They were at their own 35, 40 yard. They were at their own 40-yard line. If they decide to go for it on 4th and 3 from their own 40-yard line at the end of the first half, please, by all means, go for it. And you know what? You might get it. You might. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If you don't get it, we're scoring a damn touchdown. And this game is over because we're going to double up on you coming out of the second half. That's the way Heupel should have been thinking. You don't play around with your food, and it's just, I tell you, I think, and I know some people are going to get on here and they're going to bash Joey for some reason or another because they were bashing him at halftime a little bit. I thought Joey played a hell of a game. I mean, he made a play late in the game on that last drive where he was getting sacked, and he still completed that pass. That was a huge play the way he stood in the pocket. He played a hell of a game.
Oh, I love this kid, man.
I do too.
I love this kid. He's I mean, he's good, man. He's special. Can't wait to see him take another step, hopefully, against Arkansas. But we dodged a bullet today, Anthony. Feels good, man.
How about coming out in the second? Okay, so I think everybody with eyeballs who watched the first half, just they saw Staley was just garbage. I mean, he was terrible. He made a big play for us late. But, I mean, we come out in the second half, and our first play was a design play to Staley.
I get it in a way because I don't necessarily like it. But here, it's like one of those things. It's an easy play. Get him something that's going to get his confidence up, and he dropped it. It's unfortunate that, I mean, he was having the struggles he did. I mean, I was bashing the guy. He at least made that 4th down conversion there late. I'll give him credit. He got that one. But everything up until then, it's just like, dude, what are you doing? I mean, we're fortunate that I mean, early on, you could have argued that, I mean, he gave them 9 points. You get the fumble, and then if we take a safety right there, but man, it was it's one of those growing pains games. Unfortunately, you're at least able to say you got one in the win column after all the bad that came from his performance.
This is the kind of game that you win when you have a good. I'm not going to say magical season yet, But
yeah, no, that's a good point, Anthony. That's a good point. Anthony's bringing some positive. Anthony's picking up the vibes.
I mean, flat out. I mean, Anthony's right. I mean, I remember another game we didn't deserve to win back in 1998 against Arkansas.
Yep.
Sloppier than a soup sandwich that day.
Yeah.
And
hey,
here we are.
This team can beat anybody in the country. They can also lose to somebody that's below their level. I tell you another thing that I think it's time to go ahead and just put Boo Carter back there at punt and let him return to punt, and let's quit messing around with anything else.
Let Boo be Boo. Get him some hose. Get him some weed. Get him some guns. Whatever he needs back there.
Whoa!
Let Boo be Boo.
Hey, put him in contact with Brian Williams and let Brian Williams be his handler.
Bring Mama Boo out here. I want it all, man. It's time. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it.
I mean, can they not have somebody that can keep Mama Boo happy? You know what I mean?
Alabama scores again. It's 14-0 tied between the hedges.
I'm telling you, man. I think Alabama's going to win this one.
Alabama has stormed into Athens. Penn State up 3-0 on Oregon early, and we are having fun on a Saturday night Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Let's get Jordan in here next. Jordan, you're on the VR. Go ahead.
Woohoo, I guess.
What do you mean, you guess? You know how shitty we'd all be feeling right now if we hadn't won that game, buddy?
I know, but here's why, Bear. Because I hold our program now to a higher standard than I did 10 years ago. And if we want what we all, if we really want what we all hopefully want, an SEC championship, national championship, if we want to be on that level, we know that games like that don't get it done. We know that the Georgias, the Bamas, the Ohio States, they don't go out and have games that look that sloppy on the road or at home consistently. And we consistently do it. I understand every now and then having a bad game where you just don't execute, but we consistently have games like this every single year, multiple times. And, I've, not to name drop, but, I've coached with some of the best coaches. Jody Rod. Y'all know Jody Rod. I've coached with him for 6 years. And one thing that he was so great at was managing players' attitudes and mindsets, no matter who you were playing or where you were playing, just consistency and discipline. And that's two things I feel like we don't have, is consistency and discipline. We are super undisciplined, dropping passes, stupid penalties, dumb turnovers, and, it's just that you can't expect to win championships when you don't have discipline and aren't consistently making normal basic plays like catching the football and not having silly penalties.
Don't you think, though, Jordan, that we've seen this team be more disciplined and consistent through the first couple of games? We saw them pretty much have a pretty consistent effort against Georgia a couple of weeks ago. And in many ways, this is still a young team. Even though it's not a young quarterback, it's a new quarterback in this system. Don't you think that there's because I totally agree with what you're saying, but I feel like it's easier to ask this group to get to that level of consistency through hard work and practice these next couple of weeks than it is it's like last year. We just didn't have the dudes. We just didn't have the quarterback. We just didn't have the receivers. This year we've got the guys. We've seen them. We know they're capable of catching the ball. We know they're capable of throwing it better, blocking better, all that stuff. Don't you think that this team can work through the issues we saw tonight and get to that level of consistency?
I don't know. I think there's an issue with being a player's coach versus a coach kind of like Saban and Kirby that are a little bit more of a disciplinarian and, guys.
Disciplinarian? Kirby smart? Disciplinarian? Are you serious?
Bear's got you there. He's got you there.
Jesus, he's
their team didn't have one false start in Neyland Stadium last week.
Yeah, but he's talking about 28 felonies. I know what he's talking.
I think that, the caller earlier said, do you ever see Alabama under Saban play like that? You ever see Georgia play like that? Yeah. I mean, like Georgia had those games, remember at Mizzou 2 years ago, and they should have lost to that horrible team up there. Like teams don't show up out of. I guarantee you, Alabama fans are sitting there saying, "Well, we didn't play well in 2022 at Tennessee. That's why we lost the game." Now we don't look at it like that, but the point is, teams have off nights for whatever reason, and the good ones find a way to win anyway.
Right, and that is positive. I heard someone say earlier that this is a game that we typically find a way to lose in the past few years, but I don't feel like tonight we won because of Heupel and because of him making the right calls down the stretch. I feel like we won because Joey made some amazing plays on that last drive, and our players were just better than theirs. I mean, even the two turnovers we had that we scored on defense, I don't know that those turnovers were because of coaching. I think they were because our D linemen just whipped their offensive lineman and made a sack and scooped and scored. And then their quarterback threw a pick, and we just took it back because he made a bad play. I don't know that was necessarily coaching. The other thing I'll say about the coaching is think about 22. We're playing Bama. They miss a 50-yard field goal with like 18 seconds left, and we've got the ball on our own like 33, and Heupel has the balls to try to go score.
Yep.
What happened to that Heupel? That's the Heupel I want. I don't want the Heupel that's going to let go to the half with a minute left.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Heupel was trying to score to win that game at the end of regulation. I think he way overplayed his hand. Once they got the timeout, once they got the first down at midfield he went for that fourth down. There are a lot of coaches that wouldn't go for that. And he went for it and he got it. I think he should have called timeout there, man. I'm sure if he had it to do over again, he would do that. I know he prides himself on, I'm the fast coach. We go fast and we can handle anything and time doesn't matter and all this stuff, but it kind of does. And in that situation, he should have called it. Go ahead, finish up for us, Jordan.
No, I was going to say, that last stretch there, I feel like you have to account for the possibility of your players not having positive plays, we're getting positive yardage and still losing 5 to 10 seconds. If you assume, we're going to get 5 to 10 yards every play, then sure, you've got enough time with 30 seconds left at midfield. But, if you got to account for the fact that these are, young kids, like you said, and they're not going to always complete the pass and they're not always going to, be able to get positive yardage every play. I think the first part of that drive when we were in our own 30 or whatever, and we just stood there and let 20 or 30 seconds tick off the clock. I think that was the issue. I understand doing it a little bit. I think we just ran too much time off right there. We took 2 timeouts into the end of the game, 2 timeouts that we still had left, so that, definitely like someone, I can understand his mindset, but ultimately he was wrong. Like, I think anybody that's objective that knows football knows that you can't go into the end of the game with 2 timeouts right there and run out of time on the clock. Whatever you did had to be wrong in that situation. But I'm glad we came out with a win. Any win in the SEC on the road is a good one. I don't care if it's Kentucky, Vandy, Mississippi State. It's a good win. And, everything that we want is still out there in front of us. This Bama team's kind of making me nervous right now, the way they're looking in Athens. I'm not going to lie. But even with the loss to them, the rest of the road looks okay, I think. Maybe Oklahoma and Florida look like winnable games. So I'm confident we can still make the playoff, but we got to be a little more aggressive, I think, coaching-wise. But I'll hop off here. You guys enjoy the night. Pass me an orange cup. I'm going to pound it down and go pass out.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate the phone call. 865-966-3435 if you want to get on the Voluntary Reaction post-game show. Walker Smith, some comments from the freaks on YouTube. What are those knuckleheads saying?
Chat's going nuts right now. A lot of people are questioning whether or not Braylon Staley played well tonight. His stats didn't show it. Kind of was dominated by the other 2 receivers in Matthews and Brazel. We have one comment saying that we still haven't played our best game of the year yet, which I think would be pretty true. One comment pointing out that both of Joey's interceptions were high throws, but they both hit Miles Kitselman pretty much in the face, and those probably should have been caught. And then it's just like a lot of going back and forth, like, hey, this didn't look good, but also like we'd rather be us right now than Florida State and having the field rushed on us after an overtime heartbreaking loss.
I didn't even think about that. They would definitely have rushed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were ready for it. The other thing is we could be Mississippi State right now. They played their hearts out. That kid took a ferocious beating of what's Shapen, and they didn't win.
We were Mississippi State 2 weeks ago against Georgia. Just it was top 25, but it's the same thing. We were this close to beating a team that we really wanted to beat bad, and they wanted this one bad. This was their first sellout in almost half a decade there. There was a lot of orange in there too, but it was the biggest game of that program in a long time.
A lot of sad Bulldog fans and ponies right now watching the biscuits and gravy wrestling. We do have boots on the ground.
Do we?
An alert listener says he rolled into Starkville early this morning and is planning on being at is it Ponies or the Pony?
The Pony.
He's going to be at the Pony tonight where they're having biscuits and gravy wrestling at the local Starkville Gentlemen's Club.
I had a message for you and Davey from Big Mac, who is familiar with the Pony Club in Starkville. I won't tell you what his rating system was, but he gave them very high marks.
Davey, would you be down for a little biscuits and gravy wrestling?
The women that would likely sign up for that, I don't know if that's exactly the kind of gals that I would prefer, but I would at least take a gander. I would take a gander, at least see what it's about.
I think you got to go. I mean, life is about opportunities. It's about experiences. And if you have the chance to watch a couple single moms get in a big old vat of biscuits and gravy and wrestle with their body parts flying around, hanging out, I think you got to be there. I think you got to witness that. I've never seen that. I would go.
You call it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to see that type of entertainment?
I believe it's Jeremy who said he is there in Starkville and is hopefully he'll have a report for us. Would not be the first time we've had somebody call in from a gentleman's club on Voluntary Reaction.
No, that was also
it would be the second.
Yeah.
Let's get Jesse in here next. Hello, Jesse. You're on Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm.
Russ, this was atrocious.
It was a tough watch, Jesse.
You made a comment when y'all came on the air, saying that, there were times in the Fulmer era where we won, but it was ugly. We should have lost and all that. Like when those happen, I'm 36 years old. I remember most of the Fulmer era, 2000 and to the end. Like when that happened, from what I remember, it's like, okay, he's getting long in the tooth, got to go. But I'm concerned about Heupel. This is his first head coaching gig where he's literally taken a program with a blank slate, or really, if there's such thing as a negative blank slate, and built it on his own. But watching him there, when the camera kept panning to him on that final drive of regulation, that man looked so uncomfortable in his skin. And I'm just like, what is going on now?
What do you mean uncomfortable in his skin? I didn't see that. What did you see that I don't see?
He looked so uncomfortable in the situation of, I know I have a full thing of timeouts. Clock's running. We need to go score a touchdown because I don't want to be put in a position to where I got to trust my kicker, but I don't want to call plays to go score a touchdown because I don't want to go 3 and out and have to rely on our defense, which, to their credit, they played like some grown-ass men today. Our defensive line, holy smokes. Kyle Joseph, just not to get sidetracked, but I definitely think Kyle Joseph Joseph helped his draft stock tonight. I mean, that
hit by Tyree West.
Well,
that's why you pay the 4-star. That's why you pay the 4-star who is committed to Georgia.
You do that on the street rush, there's a good chance you're going to do 3 to 5 for a song.
Bear, what was that? What was that video game, NFL Street or whatever? Where,
they tackle each other on concrete.
NFL Blitz.
That was brutal. And Joseph just looked down and there it was, the football.
But to go back, it's this is what confuses me about Heupel. He's obviously good with quarterback development, which that's his whole coaching philosophy is predicated on offense and the quarterback because he was a former quarterback, had success, been offensive coordinator, head coaching, all this. But I don't know if you saw this, but on that last drive, when we got the ball, I forget how much time was on after, the punted and we got it back. It was very clear that Mississippi State's secondary could not stop Brazel or even Mike Matthews. Oh, Georgia just fumbled. but I don't know if y'all noticed this, but
our receivers were cooking them. We were cooking their secondary. That's what is frustrating, guys, is we had 466 yards of total offense, and it feels like we should have had 600.
Yeah, and we probably would have been really damn close if not for the one big drop. We had another big drop, did we not?
And we had several, but at the risk of sounding too negative, guys, like part of this gives me hope because the plays are there to be made, right?
Mm-hmm.
We should have run for so many more yards. We had like 40 yards rushing midway through the third quarter. We end up with 131. When we decided, in the fourth quarter, hey, oh yeah, we can run the ball. It was there.
Mm-hmm.
We just weren't forcing the issue earlier. So once we started forcing the issue, things opened up, and I gotta believe that Heupel's a smart guy and that he's going to learn lessons and that he's going to get better and Joey's going to get better and these receivers. This was the first time Braylon Staley and Mike Matthews had been starting in a road game. It's hard. It's hard. You saw our 5-star freshman, David Sanders, gets out there and he looks good until we get down there on the goal line, they false starts. It's hard, man. It's hard going on the road in this league when you haven't done it before. And Mike and Braylon, I'm betting you, Jesse, that those guys will make those plays the next time they get an opportunity on the road, which is going to be in Tuscaloosa.
And I'm really curious to see what Heupel thinks about this team because last year we saw it. The first road game was Oklahoma, and you saw he had to really divert from what made Josh Heupel whenever he found out, like, listen, tackles are getting destroyed. My quarterback can't make these plays. He's going to get killed if we don't get the ball out quick, if we're not able to rely on that run game. And your defense and your run game's not near as good this year as it was last year. So I really am curious to kind of see how he's going to continue to, I don't know if develop's the right word, but just continue to what the strategy is going to be when you look at these teams. And maybe he's just thinking, like, I'm not going to change anything as far as what we're trying to do from an attacking standpoint. We just didn't execute whenever it really boiled down to it today.
To me, I finally feel comfortable making the comparison that I think Aguilar, Brazel, and Matthews, I think they're sort of in the same rhythm and capacity of what Hooker, Tillman, and Hyatt were.
Yeah,
3 years ago. Because it's just, and there were times in 22 when, the guy who called earlier about, after the Bama missed kick, we had 18 seconds to go 40 yards to set up. Like, Heupel threw his nuts out on the table and, basically told Hooker and, those two guys, go make it happen. And I feel that we've got that same situation. And, on that last drive, once we got to, our own 40 to midfield, they were offering one-on-one coverage to Brazel at the top of the screen and Matthews at the bottom of the screen. It's just okay, they are literally daring you to cook them again. And it was just
wait, which drive? Because they had everybody back. No, if you would have been able to see the all 22, you would have realized we wouldn't have had the matchups there. They were wanting us to dink and dive, but I think you could have done a better job of at least getting in field goal position to do that. In that final drive, you weren't going to be able to get over the top on them.
If you go back and watch with about 30, 40 seconds left, it was one-on-one on the outside because we were
they had safeties up top, man. We did not have that.
I don't know. You could see all 11 white jerseys. But anyway, I'll hang up with this. I'm glad we won. I think I may have said this last week. I really think, because this goes back to what I started with, Heupel, Fulmer, he was long in the tooth when this stuff happened. Heupel's still relatively young. And I honestly, and I hate making this comparison, but I think in the offseason, he needs to go the Ryan Day route, where he needs to get in this day of age, new age of college football expansion and all this, he needs to go higher.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party, just like your favorite baseball team?
I am looking for a treat. But no, I think one thing that would help him more so is going out and hiring a coach to either be a coordinator or an associate head coach that has big game head coaching experience. Yeah. Because I think that was the knock on Ryan Day, is that he was given given the car keys, but like could never get it done. And then, hey, goes out and hires Chip Kelly, and look what happens. Like, you know, I've just got a lot going for him, and it's just like, this was mind blowing tonight.
Jesse,
anyway,
thank you, man. Appreciate it. Jesse, dropping off, that creates a line available for you at 865-966-3435. I mean, he has rapidly expanded the staff this offseason. You bring in Seth Littrell, who's a former head coach. He's up in the booth. You can see him between Uncle Fluffy and Halsley up there. So I think he's helping them do some of those game management type activities. And then you've got the Bonamigo guy as a special teams guru who was just hired this offseason. You've got the guy who sits next to Tim Banks up there, who's a former NFL defensive coordinator. Landry Jones is on this staff now, the former Heisman winner.
Really?
At Oklahoma. So they've brought in a bunch of experienced guys that are helping them with some of this game management stuff. I
think they ought to bring in Corn Pop the Time Cop personally.
Oh, I need that.
Did you hear his halftime call? No.
I need it.
I had an interaction with him towards the end of the game.
It's pretty good.
It's going to take Jamie an hour or two to calm down before he's able to make a phone call, but I believe we will hear from him.
Look, I was right there with him. You and Bear saw, like, I was so mad about how the clock management was going at the end of the game. So I feel it. He needs to decompress and get his thoughts.
I screwed up, but it wasn't like our players were doing a great job of really just being like, all right, if I don't have it, get down. Joey kind of maneuvered around in the pocket a little too much on the punt return. Boo tried to cut back. I think we lost about 7 or 8 seconds. Not to say Heupel would have done a good job had these guys operated properly, but it was just like bad across the board whenever you look at just the execution in these situations.
There was so much that went wrong and so much more that could have gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that went right too, though.
Dave Neal made the point. We get the holding penalty on the Hail Mary at the end. If they pick that off, which it was a layup interception, they just dropped it. Those guys are running back. We've got our 5 offensive linemen and Joey back there.
Yep.
I don't know if we had a back in the game. We probably did have somebody, but they've got a convoy. They've got the 3 or 4 linemen that were rushing.
Yeah.
As blockers. Like that would have been the worst possible ending.
Sucked.
I don't know that we would be on right now. I might have just silently grabbed my stuff and walked out.
Yeah, no,
you guys be like, Russell, where you go? We got the thing to do. And they're like, he's not talking. I don't know. He had just this crazed look in his eye and he didn't even say anything. He just got in his car and left. He's not answering his phone. I don't know if he's okay. Somebody go check on him.
It'd have been Walker and Davey because I would have followed you right out.
Yeah.
It was going to be hard enough if we just lost the game to do this show.
Yep.
But to lose it, if we had lost it like that, I don't know if I could have carried on.
Look, man, it was a Murphy's Law game. What could have gone wrong did go wrong for both teams. I mean, we're not forgetting that Mississippi State had 2 defensive touchdowns scored on them. Like, they didn't play a perfect game at all. It was just frankly a disgusting, rotten football game to watch that we happened to survive. And we haven't even gotten to what really was the kind of worst performance of the Tennessee game was special teams. We haven't touched on that much. I'm sure we will.
I don't know, man.
Catastrophic.
I wonder if they'd just rather gone ahead and punted the ball back to us rather than converted that fake punt, because wasn't it the very next play that Tyree West,
Davey, I don't know about you, but I'm missing Mike Eckler because my chili ain't hot right now.
Yeah, and if you're him, I mean, it ain't like Nebraska's ever going to do anything again. I get that's home for him, but I would gladly welcome him back. Dude, I don't feel confident at all this year that when we get in a situation where we're going to need a field goal in a crunch time position or situation, that Gilbert's going to come through for whatever reason. And it's not just from the Georgia. I mean, seeing that miss there at the end of the first half, he just seems to really tense up whenever the moment is, hey,
he had that look in his eye again on that last possession.
I mean, do you think Eckler, Davey, or Russ, any of you guys, was just better at managing like Gilbert last year, or the kickers?
No, I think kickers are just nuts. And
I mean, could you imagine Eckler?
I do agree with
nurturing.
I agree with the earlier caller, though. Like it's time to let Boo be our punt returner and live or die by it.
Yes.
Just work on him with catching the ball and hope for the best.
The one thing they said too,
care.
I thought the announcers were terrible, but they were like, "Oh, they've got a left-footed punter." It's like, yes, so do we. He should be catching that in practice. That like shouldn't be a reason why he drops the punt.
I don't understand
why
would
this punter like does the ball like
It's
end over end punt?
No, the ball spins supposedly differently.
Why? I mean, you kick it off the other side of your foot
for a left-handed quarterback. It spins the other way, but
yeah, I mean, it's the same principle. It spins differently, but
still does.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with Boo. I had a problem with Staley being in there. I want Boo in there. I didn't have a problem with Boo running around at the end of the game. Play like that, sometimes a guy will squirt out of there like Cordell Patterson used to pull stunts like that. I realize Boo's not that, but he could have. He could have busted one there. You never know.
I'm still trying to figure out what that guy meant when he said Heupel's coaching like he's got 3 condoms on. I had a
safety
caller during the halftime chat say that we should lynch Max Gilbert.
That was aggressive.
Who was that?
The least.
I don't remember the first. I mean, I think I've seen it all sometime, Davey, and doing this and the halftime chats and everything. Like, there's not much that phases me. That was a new one. Somebody calling for the hanging gallows to be strung up there in the locker room and lynch the kicker.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before. I can't go that far, but
it's good.
I did think. Yeah, I was worried about the announcer's jinx whenever he said Max Gilbert's never missed an extra point when we were trying to tie it up with 34 all. He at least came through on that. Still yet to miss an XP.
That's all you can hope for. I mean, he did enough. You make the extra point. I think he ended up making. I mean, how much was he 2 for 3 today? I think he made another field goal in that game. In the game tonight, I don't remember when it was, but I know he made at least one of them.
I was tempted to go for 2 there at the end. I mean, I'm glad they ultimately didn't, but
we kicked it around. And by the way, we talk about Heupel's game mismanagement. If you're Jeff Lebby there, who looks like Heupel, by the way, what's up with that? He coaches like Heupel. He looks like Heupel.
That worked for Heupel, didn't he?
Yeah, they are. Are we sure they're not related? But
his series,
when they get that series after we tie it up, they get the ball back with what, a minute 20?
No, it was more than that. It was almost 2 minutes.
It was right under the 2-minute timeout is when they got it.
How do you not run it at least once when A, you've been gashing us pretty consistently throughout the game, and B, you do want to get that clock running knowing that we're going to be pretty aggressive if we get it back. You want to, I mean, that's what Heupel did at the end of the first half, and our fans are pissed off about it. Is like, yeah, we want to score, but we also want to make it to where the other team can't score if something goes wrong and they get the ball back. And he just 3 incompletions and gives us the ball right back with no time run off the clock and all our timeouts. That was a horrible possession by him, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a couple plays. The second down play is really what did them in because I think Shapen had a guy open on that comeback on the far side. He just completely missed him, which would have been close to a first down. It was kind of a combo of both, but you're right. Like, they had run the ball all over us a majority of the time. It's kind of the same thing we were saying about our drive. Like, why don't we run the ball and use our timeouts?
Show brought to you tonight, as always, by the Griffin Law Firm. Shout out to Marshall Griffin, who is ecstatic tonight to get the win. Marsh, it looks rough there for a minute, buddy, but we got it home. VFL Marshall Griffin, your trusted ally in military legal matters. The Griffin Law Firm, committed to giving a voice to all active duty reserve members and veterans who face any sort of criminal allegation by the government. If you need a lawyer, you know somebody who's in the military, somebody who has been accused of a serious offense, fraud, assault, DUI, something like that, or you know somebody who's facing administrative separation, they're having to defend their security clearance or license against adverse action, the Griffin Law Firm is ready to represent them through that challenge. No matter the circumstances, if you're in trouble, they want to help. Let Marshall and his team of experienced military attorneys make your problem their problem For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282 or just visit them online at griffinlawdefense.com. They also do federal employment law for folks who are working in the DOE, the FBI, the FCC, DOD, one of the alphabet agencies. You're out in Oak Ridge or something, and you have a situation where you're being discriminated against at work. Federal employees, many don't even realize they have legal recourse in these situations. griffinlawdefense.com. Check that website out, folks. It might save you big time. At Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law. Brad in Nashville is next. Hello, Brad.
Holy crap, guys. I feel like I just ran a damn marathon.
I know, man.
We drink from the keg of mediocrity, and tonight that was enough. I don't know. We had a couple of huge calls go against us, having touchdowns directly taken off the board by the referees. That's hard to come over, and these guys bounced back from that. Obviously our stat lines would have looked a lot better if Matthews had connected, if Brazel didn't get that BS, one of what is the, no hyperbole, the worst calls I've ever seen. The dude just fell down. And they make a call that could have easily changed the game and our season. And they came back and they fought back from it. So there are positives to take away from this debacle. But holy crap, we should have won that game by 3 scores.
Hey, Brad.
And I don't know. That's my 10,000-foot view on it. I mean,
Brad, how many points do you think Mississippi State scored when they had to go 50 or more yards?
If I had to guess, 7.
They had one touchdown drive that lasted for more than 50 yards, and they had 2 field goals that they went 51 yards on. So their 3 other touchdowns, 5 plays for 20 yards. It was then 4 plays for 26 yards, and then 5 plays for 17 yards.
Yeah.
The more I look at the numbers, the offense just screwed our defense in a lot of the time.
Everything they got, we gave them for 4 of their 5 scores, or however the hell many they had. Like, we gave them a hell of a lot more than they earned themselves. And I feel like we just out-talented them. There wasn't that much. There was no coaching advantage in this game. Like, Heupel was making decisions that he's usually. I feel as though he's usually reliable, but this game management at the end of halves is starting to become a pattern. Like, if you're in a 2-minute drill at the beginning of the game with 2 timeouts in your pocket, you run it on first down, and you're snapping second down with 9 seconds on the play clock. What are you doing? Like, you can't. I mean, we could have easily been throwing a 10-yard out to try to set up a field goal instead of just chucking it into the damn end zone at the end of the game, hoping for a prayer. And you're right. If they would have picked that off, I mean, you couldn't drive a nail up my ass when I was watching that play. I thought they were going to run it back. But holy hell.
How about
we still won.
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't even talked about what was essentially a goal line stand by our defense.
100%.
You know, they winged that pass out there. I thought Ty Redmond was going to pick it off when Chapin floated that ball. We come out their first play, we stuff the run, and you're feeling pretty good. And then they float one out there into the flat, and Redmond is like, do I go for the pick or do I go for the tackle? And he kind of goes in between. Guy makes the catch and gets it inside the 10. And it's like, well, you know, are they going to go for 2?
I still don't know if that was the intended receiver.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really weird play.
It's hard to tell because they were going different directions, but they were in the same spot.
But then we really bowed up on that. Like, I'm already, once they hit that play, I'm thinking, well, they're clearly going to score. And it is at that point, does Levy decide to just end it and go for 2?
Well, go for the win at home. I mean, if I was them, I would have.
But
I mean, we're the right team.
some great plays,
So
some great
if you can draw blood and end it, do it.
Great open field tackles on Blake Shapen there at the end. Defense staying home, containing him, forcing him to throw it into the end zone on 4th down. Thought those guys, because they're gassed, and they found a way, man.
I'll give them this for our defense in the second half, though, because the third quarter was a little questionable, but in the fourth quarter, they stopped running the ball on us. Like that gashing and 10-yard rushes they were getting in the first half, getting the first down whenever the hell they wanted one. They had a 60-yard touchdown or something called back in the second half. They weren't doing that shit. Our defense got better as the game went on, and that might have just been talent asserting itself. But one way or another, they weren't going to punch it in overtime like we did. That game was tilting one direction. All we had to do was just stop shooting ourselves in the foot with both barrels of a 12-gauge shotgun. I mean, holy God, how many self-inflicted wounds can you commit in one game and actually win the damn thing? Because I think today we were going for the record. That was awful, but we won. So
Yay.
I'll take it. Yay. I mean, we got, like I said after the Jordan game,
it's good, man. I think that we're all just overcome with a bunch of weird emotions right now, and we're all Ricky Bobby. We don't know what to do with our hands. I am stoked, man. I'm excited and just relieved more than anything else to get the win and to get to go through the next 2 weeks, Brad, with, Davey said the season's over if we had lost tonight. I think that's a little bit hyperbolic, but the playoff hopes are dim at that point. And so we get to catch our breath a little bit these next 2 weeks and get geared up for a couple more big games, man. We got a lot of improving to do. So let's get on it.
And it's hard to be pissed for 4 hours and then turn around at the dime and be like, all right, party time. Hooray. There's a lot of very clear memories in my mind of me cussing the television over things that are our fault that we were screwing up. Taking the timeouts into halftime and taking the timeout into halftime was just a missed field goal, but we had a better chance to score if we would have handled it better. At the end of the game, you just can't do that. You have to have someone on your crew saying rush the ball,
on that.
Call the timeout immediately.
Mm-hmm. Davey,
it is worth a paid position for someone to do nothing but look at the damn clock and be able to override the coach with his approval and just be like, no, timeout now. That's his job. It's you're the timeout guy. You're one guy, and
it
you
needs
make
to be Jamie.
$50,000 a year.
Let's
and your
get
job is to be
Jamie.
No, stop the clock.
Time cop, corn pop, the time cop. That should be an official role on the staff. And Jamie's up there. He's got a line into me, a line into Bear, and he's like, "What do you think, guys? Now?" And yeah, he gets to. You think Jamie should be able to override Josh Heupel?
I think that the coach should have someone from a 10,000-foot view,
Kronos,
looking at the game on a third-person perspective, overhead Madden view, where it's just okay, now's the time to save seconds because seconds matter. Seconds mattered a whole lot at the end of that first half. We had a chance to run 2 5-yard outs and get a 50-yard field goal with head case going in there to have another shot. And Gilbert, I remember
we're calling him head case now, Brad. That's not nice.
I remember being there in person in a game against Florida in 2004 with Will Hoyt, who missed the extra point that effed us, and he got his redemption and he hit it. So I'm not burning the guy, but I don't know, man. That's the look that's in his eyes whenever he's going out there. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So we got head case over there. What do we call it? He's coming out there like he's Heath Ledger and the Joker. The guy's just insane.
He's coming out with the
here comes our kicker, Charles Manson, and he's mentally unbalanced. You never know what's going to happen.
I mean, we've had some kickers over the years that I seriously wondered about. Had some real nut jobs.
Brad, thanks, man. Good stuff. Appreciate you.
David, you said you had the quote about Josh Heupel and the time management at the end of the game.
I did. Shumper's got this one out, but as it relates to when we were at the final, there's 13 seconds left. Heupel said we actually had the second play ready to go. And again, bear with me because you know how Heupel speaks. With the time on the clock, whether it was right or wrong with the 2 timeouts, not being able to get it out quick and burn it, we had the second play ready to go. That is why I didn't use it there with the time that it ended up. Probably would have been right. Joey scrambles around on the play and burns the clock.
I mean, if we just get another 10 yards, we can send Buffalo Bob in there with a chance at redemption. No? Nothing? Okay. That was pretty good.
I didn't quite get it.
You ever seen Silence of the Lambs, Walker?
She that great big fat person.
Now I get it. Now I see it. All right.
I mean, we just had one more. We just called that timeout there, little 15-yard in to Brazel, and next thing you know, Travis Bickle's trotting out there to attempt the game winner. There you go. Now he gets the reference.
Sorry, I was like half paying attention. I'm looking at these fourth quarter stats for Joey. Joey was 7 for 12 in the fourth quarter. Like, he balled out in that fourth quarter of play after looking kind of shell-shocked in a little bit of those first couple quarters.
It was just such a weird game.
I do like what I hear what Heupel's saying, and this is what people don't know, and he'll never tell us because he doesn't talk to the media. Like, he does not give you anything. He will not let anybody inside his operation, but we know enough people who've played for him now and have been in there. It's like, yeah, he's got the plays called. Because that's what we sit there as in our fan brains. We're watching the games like, oh, man, he's just decided to do this on the fly. He's thought the situation through. They've scripted everything out earlier in the week, in the summer. Like, that's what these guys are doing. So he knows. Okay, 14 seconds to go, midfield, tie game. This is the play. This is what we're calling. And so he's not thinking timeout. He's just thinking, boom, like, do it. And at least he did say that, yeah, we probably should have called a timeout in hindsight.
Yeah. We won the game.
Let's get Roberto in here next. Roberto, you're on the voluntary reaction. Go ahead.
I do wish Heupel would just kind of own it. He needs to wear that one a little bit. He was pretty shitty tonight. Hey, and you heard me at halftime, Russ. I don't know if there was a more sunshine pumpery person on that halftime than me.
You were very confident.
By the way, great. Good teams win. Great teams cover. We covered.
Did we? What was the spread?
It was 6.5 and 7 at kickoff.
Yeah. I think I saw 7.5.
Just so everybody knows.
Okay.
Covered in the over.
Attaboy.
Like I told everybody all week. I cannot. Okay. I know a lot of people are down on our defense, and I heard Uncle Fluffy showed up and all these things. Guys, our defense allowed only 17 points when the other team got the ball inside our own 40 to start their possessions. 3 times. Only 17 points. And 2 of those were inside the 20, one of which we forced a field goal. It's pretty damn legit where I live.
We didn't help them
14
a lot.
points.
I'll have to go back and watch the film, to quote Coach Fulmer, Roberto, but I do feel like as I watching that game live, it's like, man, they are running all over us.
Yeah, but we talked about it being a bend but don't break.
They're running all over us. Yeah.
They ran it all over us until we decided they were not going to run it all over us anymore.
We stopped them when it mattered.
That entire fourth quarter, we dominated the line of scrimmage. They couldn't move the ball on the ground. I do not believe they had a rushing first down in the fourth quarter. You can check me on that. That's fine. But I do not believe they had a rushing first down in the fourth quarter. I was very impressed. I hate to see Jackson Moy get in there and then somehow not be in there again at the end of the game. He was very dominant early. The first possession, I don't know if you guys realize when we got the the sack on the first possession that then forced the punt that we muffed like a bunch of idiots. He took their center and their right guard and deposited them 3 yards in the backfield. That's what we've been missing.
Oh,
I think our defensive
him
line
back was
came around tonight.
Fantastic. And I noticed Isaiah Campbell in the game in the fourth quarter, which was interesting because I didn't see Utley out there. I don't know if that was injury or coach's decision, but yeah, we're going to get some pieces back here. Hopefully the second half, Roberto. Could be big.
So how bad was Perry? I saw him putting pressure on his knee.
He came back in the game.
Going off.
He finished?
Did?
Yeah, he finished the game.
He finished the game.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I sat here all night. I missed that. So I think overall, lots of bad and a hell of a lot of good. We won a game we don't win. We haven't won that game under Josh Heupel since he's been here. All my buddies texting me right now. Thank you. Appreciate that while I'm on the phone. You guys know I'm here. Russ, I want to ask you and Bear and just the panel at large, did we abandon the run too much in the middle of the game? Because I actually thought we passed pretty well even in the middle of the game, but did we abandon the run too early? And that seems to be a Halsley thing at this point.
For me, it wasn't abandoning the run. There were some curious moments in some drives. There was one time we got down the red zone. I think it was early on. And we threw the ball 3 times and then kicked the field goal. That moment, it wasn't Halsley and Heupel's at times best play calling game, but I mean, I don't know.
Boy, what a win, man!
You know what an ugly win is,
to
Russ?
get out of there, man, with a W, or to get out of there with 3 points. If this is the Premier League, Roberto, that's tough, man. That's tough to do when you're not playing your A game.
And everything we overlooked, he somehow figured out a way to win that game. If we lose that game, that Brazel offensive PI goes down in history amongst the ranks of probably not quite. Alabama just threw it to their offensive line.
They threw it to Caden Proctor. That dude's like 370 pounds.
That Brazel play would be looked at like the Gaffney drop and other plays like that if we had lost this game. Like a what if. Guys, I can't believe it because I heard he was super lazy a lot around town. I've heard that a lot. But, I mean, guys, Chris Brazel looks like the best receiver in the SEC.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
That catch he had, was it 4th down he caught that ball across the middle, going across his body, or was it 3rd? I can't remember. It was in our last drive when we had to score.
That's 4th
That
down.
was an insane catch.
Oh, man. It was a thing of beauty. Because the ball was thrown behind him, and he just...
On his fingertips, comes down with it, gets to the ground, makes sure he holds on to the ball. That was, in my opinion, the biggest play of the game. We had to have that one. I just, you keep throwing it to your best player. It's amazing. He seems to be open every time. The catch he had where I thought the ball was intercepted, but he's sliding. It was I believe in the first quarter, or maybe the second quarter. He's sliding and catches it with the 2 defenders and all that. Man, he's been playing outside of his mind. And I think that, guys, I mean, everything we want is right in front of us. This Bama team looks a little better than I expect them to be. And I may have to recant my Ty Simpson sucks comments because he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's figuring it out.
Good. Yeah, I think he is, and this is not good for us. We really need Georgia to win this game. How does the panel feel about that?
No, it doesn't matter right now. I mean, because you still got to play Alabama. If Alabama wasn't on the schedule,
But if Alabama has 2 losses, Davey, and we can beat them, they're out.
Well, I mean, they. Yeah, but I mean, if you're both 10-2 at the end of the year and you get the win over them, you're in a better spot. I just think there's so many more games left that it's probably, as long as you're still on their schedule, I'm not in a position where I'm like, yeah, I definitely want them to lose, Georgia to win. I will ask the group this, because obviously 2 SEC games you've played so far. Would you trade this win for having won at Georgia knowing you would lose Mississippi State?
No.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry if you're asking me, but I would say no.
How mad would we be right now if we had beaten Georgia and we're like a top 10, borderline top 5 team, and then we come out and lose tonight?
It would be like 22, beating Bama and then going and losing.
So mad. Like you said earlier, Russ, we would have walked out the door. We wouldn't have done VR.
Oh, man.
I think that the Georgia loss just doesn't sting as much because I'm used. I guess it sounds horrible as a Tennessee fan to admit this, but we're just kind of used to getting our teeth kicked in.
Yeah, it's
an excusable loss. We were underdogs. You can't go on the road when you open on Sunday as a 10.5-point favorite and lose. You can't do that. Not and get where you want to be. So I don't know. And by the way, the Max Gilbert conversations, it kind of actually made me go back and look. The kick he did make tonight, did you guys get the picture from the end zone where it was him and we're in orange and they're in white, and then the entire stands behind him was orange. There was a lot of Tennessee in there. No wonder they sold out the damn stadium. There was 35,000 Tennessee.
How much
fans
orange
there.
you think's in the pony right now?
Oh, a whole lot. Yeah. A whole lot. I mean, Phil's probably down there. Damn. I mean, it's
Crystal come over here.
Heard about, Phil's been set up shop down there drinking beer at the Pony since like 5:30 this afternoon, right? Like about an hour after kickoff, he just moseyed. Yeah, caller Phil. He drove down there.
Phil, he ain't going to sit and pay bar prices for 12 hours. He get drunk, roll in there for about 45 minutes, and roll right back out, if you know what I mean.
Oh, man. Is there any doubt that he drove all the way for the it's not corn pudding. What is it? It's
corn pudding.
What is corn pudding?
Wait, what is corn pudding?
I've never heard of
wrestling.
You've never heard of corn pudding?
No.
Come on, Walker. Come on.
What?
Are you from the South? You've never heard of corn pudding?
No.
Did Derek Dooley not make you corn pudding?
Derek Dooley did not make me corn pudding.
Are you guys originally from the South, or y'all Yankees?
No, I'm from here.
Like your family?
Yes, my family's from here.
Huh.
We just never.
I'm just curious.
We never made it. Never had
anything.
You got to get like no, man. You need to make some. You need to be. You could. This could be your moment, Walker.
Okay.
Where do you guys do Thanksgiving? You like your mom's house?
We always go to Nashville and have it at my grandma's house.
You can make the corn pudding. You bring it to the Thanksgiving, and you'd be like, "Look, Smith family, I've made something. This is called corn pudding. I heard about it on Voluntary Action. My friend Roberto told me about it, and we're going to have some corn pudding here at Thanksgiving."
Walker, you went to Webb, and I used to work at Webb, and I know they had it there.
Corn pudding.
I
do what, Davey?
I just never remember. I've never seen it.
Walker went to Webb, and I used to work at Webb, and I know they had it in the cafeteria.
Oh, my God.
Well, you guys have reached new levels of futility.
Davey was like the Goodwill Hunting, Matt Damon working at Webb. He would go and solve all the equations and everything. He was doing the dustpans and stuff. It's not your fault, Davey. It's not your fault. Thank you, Roberto. Appreciate it, man. Anything else?
My mom's going to be ashamed of me. That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough conversation.
Corn pudding wrestling would be good.
Mm-hmm. No, it wouldn't. Those niblets could end up anywhere.
That's why it would be good.
Do we know if it's sausage gravy or is it more just the
I imagine it's canned gravy.
I like
whatever
sausage.
It is.
By the way, to put some numbers to the rushing attack we had tonight that Roberto was talking about, we had 5 rushing attempts in the first quarter, 8 rushing attempts in the second, 7 rushing attempts in the third. In the fourth quarter, we had our most of the game, 11 rushing attempts for 4.5 yards per carry.
I'd still about the running back rotation and is baffling to me at times.
What do you want to see happen?
I'd like to see Star Thomas either start or he needs to. I don't know.
Are you worried? Because I think the easy thing to do would just be to say, you know what, Peyton Lewis, you're a distant third string, and we're not going to play you. And we'll play you against New Mexico State and Vanderbilt, and maybe we'll get you some reps against Kentucky. Maybe we get some reps against Arkansas. But in the big games, it's going to be Star and Bishop each, getting 15 carries or so, and we're going to ride the hot hand and stuff like that? Are you worried that he bounces at that point? Because like you saw last week, and I know it's UAB, but you saw why they love Peyton Lewis is because when he turns the corner, he's got an extra gear that I don't even think Starr has. Like,
yeah, but I mean you have to block.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can worry about.
I said you can't duck your head. You got to stand.
What do
up
you do,
and block.
Davey? How do you
You
divvy
can't
up
worry
carries?
about if somebody's going to leave after the season. I mean, we've seen the staff be able to go out into the transfer portal. We're talking about Star Thomas needs more play. Where do we get him? Well, he was at Duke. You go out, you get Colton Hood at Colorado. 2 years in a row, you have gotten a guy that is going to be a first-round pick playing corner. And right now, Colton Hood's the leader in the clubhouse to win the Jim Thorpe Award. And just imagine once you get Jermod McCoy back and you want to, that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's where we're going to get even more turnovers. So right now, Redmond's holding up okay, but obviously that's a true freshman having to play out there. And I'd have to go back and check, but I didn't really see any situations where I viewed him as a liability today. I mean, somebody can correct me on that, but yeah, man, like right now I trust the staff's ability to go out into the portal and get a guy. So I'm not worried about playing a guy and the chance that he leaves come the offseason.
The fumble, scoop, and score probably the play of the game.
Was it even really a scoop? He just kind of bent over, picked the thing up, and took off running. I mean, like I said, man, I am stunned that kid came back in the game after that.
And it's right after, you're down 24-20. They've just scored, and you hit the big play to Brazel, the 60-yard touchdown that's called back. And we end up having to punt it back to them. And it just felt like it was like they got all the momentum. They're going to score again, and it's going to be a 2-score game. And how do we come back from that when we can't stop them and we can't score consistently? And then boom, you're up 27-24, and they tied it immediately. But man, that was a huge momentum swing because we were kind of out on our feet right then. And we didn't have a pool of cream corn to fall into.
No.
That's so gross.
Ugh.
Cream corn and corn pudding is the same thing, right?
I don't know.
I mean, there's different kinds. Like the cream corn there's nothing sweet about the cream corn at my favorite barbecue.
My
place.
mom makes it, and it's like all the it's not an ear corn. Ear corn is the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
The
Iroquois is
corn.
a type of Indian.
What's the individual corn? Is that a kernel? Niblets?
Yeah, niblets, kernels.
It's a kernel.
It's a kernel. Like
kernel.
My mom, it's all the kernels, and they're like held together by some sort of eggy goo.
Yes,
It's delicious.
I like I said, I like the ones that are more. I don't like the ones that are sweet. I'm not a big fan of corn pudding. I've never had your mom, so I don't know.
I mean, you get it mixed in with a little bit of green bean casserole, a little bit of.
So you're getting close to that. That's a Thanksgiving.
Little bit of cranberry sauce.
Disgusting.
And then you get all that in your mouth in one spoonful, and then you get a little bit of roll with some gravy on it, and yeah, just kind of just a big old mouthful of Thanksgiving casserole. Getting to be about that time. I'm having my colonoscopy the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, by the way.
Congrats.
I figure it'll be a good.
Thanks for sharing. I've got to schedule mine.
It'll be a good opportunity to like clear myself out and then load it all back up.
That is the one underrated part of it. Like that actually feel pretty good once you get the clean bill of health, and you're clean.
You ever had a colonoscopy, Dave?
I'm 31, Russ.
You have a history of colorectal cancer in your family or any type of cancer?
Definitely not on the colon side. No, not really. Well, I mean, so had a family member who worked at Oak Ridge, and he had cancer, but he overcame that. So,
you ever been to a Turkish prison?
No, what's that movie where the guy gets stuck in a Turkish prison trying to smuggle, I think it was heroin.
Midnight Run.
Yeah, that's it.
Love that movie.
It's rough.
Oh, Billy.
Which movie?
Is it Midnight Run where the guy's trying to he's
Midnight Express,
smuggling
maybe?
hash out of Turkey? Midnight Express.
Oh yeah, that's dark. He gets into that Turkish prison.
Yeah.
You ever been to a Turkish prison? It's a great line. It's getting to be about time. I'm hoping you're going to do it this week on the Daily Show. It's time for pessimistic, realistic, optimistic on this team.
Reminds me of a joke I heard Larry King tell to Norm Macdonald on his show. Have you heard this, Davey? About
Is
prison?
it the no, what's go ahead with yours. I'm thinking of another one he told Larry
I'm gonna
King.
see if I can't. I'm gonna see if I hope I don't butcher this. So a guy's going to prison and he's really scared of it, and he's talking to a buddy. He's like, "I'm so scared." He's like, "Oh, you need to go talk to this guy. He just got out of San Quentin. He'll tell you everything you need to know." And so the guy goes and talks to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to prison. I'm really worried." And the guy says, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about. Prison's a piece of cake. I tell you what, Mondays. Do you like music? Mondays is music day. They bring in all these different instruments and let you play. They bring in all the different composers and talk to you about the music and everything. They let you listen to everything. You're going to love Mondays. Tuesdays, you like to eat? Tuesdays are food day. They bring in all different kinds of chefs and all the ingredients, and they let you help prepare the meals, and they cook world-class meals for you. You're going to love Tuesday. Wednesday is exercise day. You're going to bring in all the exercise gear, the latest weights. They're going to give you a personal trainer to help work you out. You're going to love Wednesdays. Thursdays. Are you gay? You're not going to like Thursdays.
That one hits every time.
What's the one, Norm?
Realize, how close Norm and Bob Euchre were.
Yes.
Were you aware of that? Either you guys?
Look at the tits on that broad.
Just to have been a fly on the wall while Norm and Bob Euchre are just talking back in the day.
Well, it was Norm and Larry King, where Norm actually was on Larry King Live, and I think Larry asked him, like, "What's something you should know about me?" And Norm's like, "I'm a deeply closeted homosexual." And then he kept pressing him on it, and he just said, "What? No, I wouldn't say that," And it was a good bit by Norm. R.I.P. man.
Angus, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead, Angus.
Man, I got to tell you guys, did we win a fucking game or not? Because I got you guys pulled up. I got the stream pulled up. I got Russell looking like freaking Toby Ziegler, although admittedly with a better hairline. I got Davey looking like he's about to cry. I can't see Bear's face, although admittedly that's probably for the better.
Hey, whoa, buddy.
Guys, you want to talk about drinking from the keg of glory? I've actually got a barrel that's aging Tennessee whiskey. It's got Gibson, my surname, laser etched on it. I've been drinking from that. I've had several fingers of Tennessee whiskey that's been aged in there that I've drank from. Guys, we won. We went into hostile territory. It was an ugly game. Starkville is ass. If you listen to the boots on the ground we had in Starkville, they got the fucking obnoxious cowbells. And, Mississippi State is probably about as good as they've ever been since Dan Mullen was there. And we fucking won. Calm the fuck down and enjoy the win a little bit.
Listen, man, we are enjoying it. I feel like we've gone out of our way to say that several times on the broadcast tonight. I just think that and we've been here before, and this is a good spot to be in, man. It's good to nitpick the wins because, there was a time when a win like tonight would have been a Super Bowl, but it says a lot about the program and how far we've come and where we are now that you win this game tonight and we're not acting like we just won the Super Bowl. We recognize that we did not play our best and we still won. I think you can do both, Angus. I think you can be ecstatic to get the dub, But it's also there's a feeling of relief. And today it was hard, man. Like it was 3.5 hours of frustration, probably 4 watching it. And so when it's over, it's just like, oh man, I'm so emotionally exhausted from like.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not gonna lie. I've got my TV above my computer screens. I'm playing Skyrim while I'm watching the game just to give me something to do, because normally I pace while I'm watching the game. So I get it. I get it. But I'm listening to a bunch of the callers, and they're like, dude, fuck Coach Heupel and, and Tim Banks and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude,
welcome to big time SEC football.
Without Tim Banks' defense, we don't have 2 defensive scores. And without those 2 defensive scores, we don't win the game. Without, Coach Heupel's offense, I mean, as shaky as it was today, we don't win the game. And Joey Aguilar's stats, if you just look at his stats in a vacuum, they look good. They don't look great. But if you watch the game, he balled out when it mattered most. And you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Casey Clausen, because Casey Clausen was the Iceman. Because Casey Clausen was the guy who, when you needed him to make big plays, let's be honest, Joey Aguilar is much quicker on his feet than Casey Clausen, because Casey Clausen's slower than Crispus. But
Casey Clausen was a hell of a lot more accurate than Aguilar.
I mean, that is fair. That is absolutely fair. I love me some Casey Clausen.
Let's see what happens in the Swamp, Angus.
The mental fortitude is very similar, because Casey had ice in his veins. That's why he was called the Iceman. He was, things could go against him. He could throw a pick or two, and he was like, all right, I'm going to forget about that and go to the next play. I mean, but I'm listening to some of these callers, and I'm reading some of the tweets, and it's like, damn, did we win a game or not? I mean, would it kill Russ and Davey to crack a smile that we won a game? Come on, guys. I mean,
I smiled during the Norm portion of the show.
I mean, that's fair, but
how much do I need to smile for you to be satisfied here, Angus? If I smile for the rest of the show, we're about halfway through a 3-hour program. Would that be enough for you? Would you feel like we're pretty good at that point?
I mean, I'm going to go full Norm Macdonald and say, I'm a closet Russell obsessive homosexual, and say that it will never be enough to, see your.
If you say it on the voluntary reaction, Angus, it's not closeted; it's open.
Well,
No, I don't know. Thank you though for the phone call, but you've made it weird, and so we're gonna move along now.
That was really I got Twilight Zone weird quick.
I'm with you, Russ. Like I know sometimes you need the optimism, but listen, like it was it was so bad at times today. It's like I'm thankful we won, but it's like I'm not happy. I'm relieved, but I'm not happy with that performance.
I'm happy. I'm not satisfied with the performance. Like I wish we had played better, but I get it. Like I'm happy anytime we win on the road in this league. I'm happy.
I think we should adopt that as fans with the new age of college football, just with the way it's going to be like that. And especially now, I mean, listen, like next year, 9 conference games, 4 or 5 on the road, not to mention if you're going to play somebody, one of the Power 4 conferences down at their place. But thankful to get a win. But man, it's just, this team can do so much better. And
Jeremy on X with a shout out to Bennett Warren says he really nailed it tonight on the lay down kicker roll. I mean, that was the slowest walk-off of all time. That was incredible.
That was after the Colton Hood pick 6, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So your defense was going to come right back out there. We needed the time.
It was like a young Robert Redford. You forget that first glimpse, RIP, of just the greatness, the depth of his talent as an actor. Just a consummate professional.
Did we do it after the scoop and score fumble?
I'm pretty sure somebody else
somebody was shook up. Yeah, we did it. We did it strategically too, several times.
Yeah.
I saw something I haven't seen before. I think Mississippi State had a guy go down before the attempt.
It's a good way to mix it up a little bit. Just buy some time. I feel like there's some wrinkles that were. I mean, you could have a guy on the kickoff return, right? You could have a guy just lay down right after the return. But I guess you don't know if it goes through the end zone. You're still running down there, and you just pull a hammy. Blew a tire. South Carolina just threw a haymaker at Kentucky. It's 28-10 at the half. Wow. Gamecocks.
Kentucky scored first in that game, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mizzou's up 28-6 on UMass in the third quarter.
When the hell do they start playing some tougher? Is their schedule easy? When's it start?
They've got an easy schedule, but I mean they played Carolina last week and beat them pretty good. Ole Miss, big one for Lane Kiffin. Rebels 5-0. And in LSU, their first loss of the season.
I'll tell you, it doesn't get any easier for Mississippi State. They go to College Station next week.
A&M beat Auburn 16-10.
I see the Auburn people are really upset online. I didn't catch any of that one. Was there a really bad call?
I caught none of that.
They're in full on blame the refs for the loss. They want.
That's tough.
Their offense really struggled throughout.
They're wanting the lawyers to get involved, Russell.
This is an SEC, but I mean, we're halfway through the third quarter of the game of the week in Oregon and Penn State, and it's 3-3.
God, man, that's bad football.
That Bo, is it Perbula?
Bo Perbula.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the way Bear said it better.
I like it better.
Perbula.
Drew.
Perbula.
Who's there?
Aller.
Pribula. Old BU Pribula.
Perebula.
That isn't that like something we studied in algebra? Parabola, the parabolic parabolic equation.
I don't know.
Parabolic equation.
Is it X?
Here it comes.
Negative B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A.
All over 2A. Vandy 55-35 over Utah State. The first time since 1915 that Vanderbilt has scored 50 points in consecutive weeks.
And they were down like 2 scores early in that game. Rebounded. Did not cover the first half spread, sadly.
That's the game where I want an absolute just reckoning, just an absolute beatdown of epic proportions on those clowns.
And speaking of beatdowns of epic proportions, Notre Dame strolled into Fayetteville and bent Arkansas over a barrel and showed them the 50 states.
Yep.
They said, F your couch, Arkansas.
Arkansas quit in the middle of that game. Like you watch them play, they quit after halftime.
So the question is, Davey, and new guy says Arkansas quit. Their fans bailed at the half. I think it was 35-3 or something at the half.
40 or something.
What do you do if you're Arkansas? Do you go ahead and fire Sam Pittman and let Bobby Petrino try and see if he can get something out of this season, or do you ride with Pittman, who is well liked down there? It feels like we did with Dave Serrano, where it's like it's a nice guy, but this just isn't working out.
Yeah. First off, I'm being informed I was quoting the quadratic formula, but then as it relates to Pittman,
on, Davey.
Quadratic. I mean, they've got their bye week this coming week, so if there's ever a time to make the move, it's now. I mean, and Sam Pittman even said it post game. It was embarrassing what they ended up showing today. I mean, their defense couldn't stop anybody. I don't know if Notre Dame had to punt the entire game. They were looking like the Colts offense out there, but you knew, I mean, shout out to Tennessee. Thanks to Tennessee last year, you saved Sam Pittman's job at least for another season. But I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to come back in here. I would turn it over to Bobby Petrino and at least see if you can salvage it, because this team's not playing for Pittman at the moment.
Does that worry you?
No, because even by turning over to Bobby Petrino, I don't think that defense is going to be able to do anything to stop Tennessee. And typically, I know it didn't work out for us well last year, but I mean, there was so much that went wrong today. Like, I can't see this team coming out flat after the bye week. I just really struggle to see that being a legitimate situation that we would put ourselves in.
Nate in A-Town is next. Go ahead, Nate.
Gentlemen, appreciate you taking the call.
What's A-Town?
Davey.
The A-Town, Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I got you.
ATL.
I was thinking, like, is this from Aberdeen or something? Huh?
No, A-Town. It's a reference to Outcast. Talk bad about the A-Town, I'll bust you in your mouth.
And bear with the rest in peace, Robert Redford, man. Goodness gracious. It's terrible. Legend. Hey, so, Davey, I got to swing back on a comment you made on the drives over 50 yards. You guys think if Rodney Gardner wasn't running this defensive line, that Tim Banks would still have his job? Because, my goodness, the defensive line bails that man out time after time. No?
There are a lot of times, but I would say there have been times where, I mean, you get coverage sacks. Like, listen, like, our linebackers at times have been very susceptible this year, but I think part of the Tim Banks thing is just you have Rodney Gardner and he's able to get the most out of your D-line. I don't necessarily think, hey, we're going to like just pick this one guy and take him out of the equation, and then it's a complete detriment on Tim Banks. I mean, I acknowledge what Rodney Gardner's been able to do for this roster. And again, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, man, nobody in college football likes their defensive coordinator, but Tim Banks is acknowledged as a top 10 defensive coordinator in the country. And eventually he's going to get a head coaching job. And I mean, there's a reason we're paying the guy over $2 million a year as a coordinator.
Need to work on that tackling, though, I would say. Linebackers, DBs, way too much of that. I know Bothwell's good and everything, but we got good players, man. T-Lander, Arian Carter, Spillman. Those dudes should not be missing tackles in the open field like I saw today. Turrentine, Farouk. Come on, guys. Tighten it up. Tighten up.
Arian Carter all over the field all the time. And to pivot to a positive note here, I've heard some slander on Joey football. I won't accept it. The man is poised. He's been here how long? You guys know it better than me how long he's been here. He stood in there against the Cowbells tonight and delivered some passes. We got Matthews dropping a pass. We got tight ends getting hit in the numbers in the face or whatever and throwing interceptions because of that. How about this? Josh Heupel designing clutch plays to go to people where their secondary job is catching the football. Running backs, tight ends. Big plays. We got a flare out we dropped, 2 tight end plays in clutch positions. What are we doing there? What do you guys think on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm of like the NFL approach where it's like if you have a stud wide receiver and they don't get 12 to 15 targets a game, there's a problem. There's no reason Chris Brazzell shouldn't be getting more targets than he is at the moment.
Yes. And then I got to give some love to Boo Carter folding somebody up like a lawn chair there. Just knifed him in there. I got to get a quick shout out to him. Special teams are absolutely garbage. Holy crap, guys. It's hard to watch. Two punt return mess ups. I mean, it's like we can't do anything right. Mike Eckler can't get back here fast enough, and I'm sure he's thinking the same thing because Nebraska is cooked. Last thing, and then I'll let you guys go. Angus, my man, get some bass in your voice. Listen here. We just beat a team that lost 12 straight in-conference games. We're not going to be doing cartwheels. Russ isn't going to be out there breaking out the bourbon because we beat a team that's lost 12 straight conference games. All right, buddy? All right, guys. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Buddied him.
Nate in A-Town jumping off there. 865-966-3435. A little caller on caller violence here tonight.
Always encouraged.
On the voluntary reaction.
Love it.
966-3435. If you want to call or text the show tonight.
Boy, they Tennessee football posted the end zone angle on the Bishop run in overtime. It's just a damn thing of beauty. I'm going to watch it probably numerous more times this evening, Russ.
Have we gotten any locker room video yet? That's what I like.
I'm not sure about that.
I haven't seen one yet.
What
That
did
was the
Bishop
only
have on
play
that?
we-
3 break tackles
That was the only play at that overtime, right?
Yeah.
for us. Yeah, one play,
us.
25 yards, touchdown.
Mm-hmm. I think he broke 2 tackles at the line of scrimmage, and then he just beat everyone else to the end zone, if I remember right. One guy had him wrapped up, and he just did not bring him down.
So Aguilar on the series to tie the game there at the end, 6 for 6. Can't remember the yards, and had 1 rush for 6. He was perfect on that one. Yeah, I like the kid, Russ. He's pretty good. Gutsy.
Shout out to Caleb Herring tonight. Couple of TFLs. He's just going to have that one series a game where he comes in and just wrecks an entire series. I'm here for it.
Well, it was 2 sacks.
You have 2 sacks,
plays, 3 plays. Like had the sack on first down, made an incompletion, then got the sack on third down to get us out of it. Yeah, he's going to.
playing in
He just
front of
beat
him?
the left tackle around the edge twice.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just pure speed move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you think it's time for him to start getting more snaps, Russ?
I mean, we rotate so much defensively. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it's a good thing. Like that was a philosophical change that Heupel and Tim Banks made last year, and it really worked. They rotated a lot more defensively at all 3 levels. Not just D-line. They rotated last year, and it ended up working. And this year, I'm watching this game, and I'm seeing Ben Bolton in the game in the first half. I'm seeing Jordan Burns out there in the game in the first half. I see Isaiah Campbell in the game in the fourth quarter. All these guys that they're rotating, and it's like, well, hopefully it pays dividends down the road. But I mean, in regards to Caleb Herring, it's like we're stacked at that edge rusher position. Like, I think Josh Josephs doesn't need to come off the field very much. I think Herring is the backup, and then Jordan Ross got to play, didn't really make an impact today. So it's like I like that 3-man rotation. I like what they're doing there.
Might be cherry picking a little bit right here, but I mean, on those final drives there late, I mean, our defense didn't look tired. We were able to get the 4th down stop when we needed it.
True.
In OT.
Mm-hmm. And is it more that we're rotating? It's really early in the season. So is it more that we're rotating, or are we not 100% sure what our best front 4 is?
I think they're playing musical chair. I think a lot of it's just rotation because of the injuries, and they're wanting to keep guys fresh. And
yeah, I mean, I think they want to keep guys fresh, and I think they want to develop. I think that it's like last year, a guy who's playing really well right now is McMurray.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's all over the field, and he was a backup last year, but they committed to playing him, and he's a good player. The one that I wonder is Boo.
Why is he not on the field more?
Because like you saw him that one play, was it the play before the interception?
He wrecked that guy.
It was a swing pass, and you're like, I don't know, he's coming in too hot, and then boom, he just like took his legs out, man, like a missile.
Yeah, it was reminiscent of what used to happen to us during the Butch year. I mean, he like did the scorpion pose thing. I don't know. That kid bent the wrong way. I know that. I thought he was going to break. But I don't know. I kept looking for him on defense, and I could never find him.
He played, but I mean, he's splitting snaps with McMurray at the star position. And again, McMurray played corner last year as a backup to Jermod McCoy. And I'm just wondering, it's like, he's experienced there. Like, should we just be playing McMurray at the corner spot opposite Hood and Boo at the star position and just roll like that? I'll say this, like Ty Redmond did not stand out in a negative way today.
Well, I mean, I don't when's the next time he's going to play a receiver that get manned up on an island against a receiver like that, like the kid from Georgia? Man, Mississippi State doesn't have anybody as fast as that kid.
Let's get Joshy Boy in here next. Joshy Boy, you're on the Voluntary Reaction, presented by the Griffin Law Firm, online, griffinlawdefense.com. Go ahead, JB.
Thanks for the intro, Russ.
Yes, sir.
We drank from the keg of glory tonight.
Yes,
fellas.
sir. There you go,
Yeah.
Angus. Smiles. Happy.
Take that, Angus, big boy. Smile.
Take that, Angus beef.
Yep. So, Russ, I don't want to take the credit, but Roberto chimed in. He said, can we address that every time Bammer David Smith is the head official, we have some very odd games and calls, question mark.
You know, I was watching the game with Magic Mike and Mrs. Magic Mike down at Barley's in the first half at the Fan Run Listener Watch Party, which was fantastic, by the way. And that's the first thing he said. He said, it's David Smith. He's a damn Bammer, and he's here to fuck us. And
I thought he was here to fuck us.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, Joshy Boy. I'm happy to win, but my asshole's a little raw.
Mine is too, yeah. Can the SEC not take accountability for these shitty-ass officials?
No, they can't. Why? I'm watching these ACC games.
Yeah.
I'm watching Florida State lose last night to Virginia, and they show us the replay process. Like you can hear it all. And it really gives me a newfound respect for those guys, because I don't think they're trying to screw anybody. Like they're going through their work methodically and trying to figure out the correct call. And why can't we get that in the SEC?
And I thought that was pretty cool by the ACC letting us listen to what they were saying. I think the SEC should take some notes and do that.
Yeah, it's one of the best things to happen to college football broadcasts in a long time. I mean, the way that it looks in the ACC, like it paints a completely different picture of those reviews, and people aren't getting upset about how long it's taking because you're watching them do it.
Yeah. So, Russ, I want to give 3 game balls on the defensive side of the ball. First one goes to Colton Hood for that pick 6. Next one goes to Jackson Moy for a big game tonight. And third one goes to Joshua Joseph.
I like it.
Yeah.
3 game balls all going to the defense on a day when Tim Banks is taking a lot of heat for his performance tonight, but those guys came through big time.
And I'm sure some people have mentioned it since you guys went on, but what the hell were they doing, Tennessee, when they got the ball back with a minute and some change left, and they let the time run down, and they could have got a game-winning field goal, you know? Why do we have clock issues?
Because we don't have Kronos. Corn Pop, the time cop, Jamie in there telling our boy Heupel how to utilize those timeouts. Joshy Boy, what do you think about our boy Brian Snitker getting tossed tonight in what might be his next to last game after a 50-year career in the Braves organization? And he got his money's worth.
Let him get tossed. Yeah, he definitely did get his money's worth.
And now he needs to get tossed out of the organization, and we get ourselves a real manager. But I love Brian Snitker. We'll always have 2021, JB.
Yep. So, guys, thoughts on the Brazel OPI, because that was not an offensive pass interference. Like, you hardly see that in college football. Even when the team scores the touchdown, they hardly call it. You know?
Yeah. You never see that call. And, you know, Auburn got the SEC to actually acknowledge a horrible officiating call last week.
Yeah.
I don't expect us to get acknowledged because they're going to, you know what they're going to tell Josh Heupel when he sends that play in on video to the SEC? You know what they're going to tell him, Joshy boy?
What were they going to tell him?
You won the game, Josh. Why are you whining? Quit your whining. And then we're just supposed to be okay with it. It's not okay. It's not okay, man. Like that dude, that ends up costing a kid money. Brazel is playing himself into the first round of the NFL draft right now. He needs that highlight.
He does. And I guess Greg Sankey and the SEC thinks it's okay, in which it's not, because they're really corrupted.
How so?
You don't think so, Davey?
See your reasoning as to why.
Corrupted as in when they cheat Tennessee sometimes on bad calls, and how they take care of their so-called now top darling Texas.
Here's what I would say, Joshy boy. While I also get frustrated with the officiating, I would look at Hanlon's razor. Never attribute to malice that which can adequately be explained by incompetence. And I just think there's a lot of incompetence when it comes to the officiating.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Hanlon's razor, Joshy boy. Remember that. It's a good quote. Joshy boy, thanks, man. Anything else?
Yeah, one last thing, guys. Great win. And go Big Orange.
Well said. Here, JB, as Georgia, that big old dude they got who scored the last touchdown against us, just bulldozed into the end zone. McCray.
Yeah, Bama lost one of their better defensive linemen to a targeting call.
Get thrown out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, led with the crown of his image, pretty much textbook. They're going to call it. So.
It's hard, man. That officiating thing is hard. The kid from Virginia who got thrown out for targeting on the sideline down in the red zone last night. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did. I watched that game. I didn't see that.
I'm watching that play, and in real time, because it was a bang call, and they throw the flag, and I'm like, no way that's target. That is such a Bush League soft call. And then they show you the other angles, and it's like, well, yeah. And again, you're listening to the replay. You've got the audio coming from the replay center, right? And they're walking through, okay, we've got launching, we've got crown of the helmet, we've got head-to-head. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's targeting. So sometimes you watch something and you think, no way. And then you watch it again and you're like, oh, yeah, they got it right. How crazy does this movie look with The Rock, where he's an MMA fighter?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's wild. It doesn't even look like it. There's two movies I want to see really badly. The Anemone. I can't say it. Anemone. Say it for me.
No, I want to
the new Daniel Day-Lewis movie about the Troubles. And then that Rock movie looks incredible.
The one where he lost a ton of weight for it.
I think he gained weight.
He gained weight, and he's wearing like a lot of facial prosthetics.
Yeah, it doesn't look like him at all. The new Paul Thomas Anderson one with DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro looks amazing.
See it tomorrow.
And the reviews are saying like this is one of the best movies in recent memory.
I cannot wait.
Paul Thomas. Every time I hear that name, I think of Fiona Apple saying if you've got a problem with cocaine, that the best way to quit is to get locked into a house with Paul Thomas Anderson and Quentin Tarantino on a bender.
All right, that's enlightening. Let's get Nathan in here next. Nathan, you're on Voluntary Reaction. Go ahead, Nathan.
Hold on.
The color. Am I on?
You're on.
You're on.
The majority of the consistent callers on this show are pretty smart about football. I mean, overall, everything's been said as I agree with about the clock management and this and that and the other. But Mississippi State, maybe they're a little better than we're giving them credit for. I mean, they had 2 turnovers that led to scores, and they were still in the overtime with us. Like, they never laid down, and that coach, he had them in the game, and their effort was all there.
You know, they gave us
12.
they gave us problems last year, Nathan. Like, if you remember that game, and I know Nico got hurt, and we're playing with gas pipe in the second half, but they did some things, and they were like, what, 2-10 or whatever last year. I mean, they were terrible, and they gave us some problems. So, yeah, I mean, they've got a really experienced quarterback, just like us. They've got some nice transfer pieces in at receiver. Bothwell, the transfer running back from South Alabama, tore us apart today. And then I don't think, defensively, they're kind of like us at the beginning of the Heupel era, where that's going to be what determines whether or not Jeff Lebby gets any traction down there. Is he's going to have to upgrade that defense eventually. But yeah, I mean, offensively in particular, they're not bad.
Do you think it's Levy's familiarity with Heupel plays into it? He's so familiar with him and knows what it is. He runs.
I mean, it doesn't hurt, but like, if you're Heupel, you have to know that, right? And you have to be prepared. Well, he thinks we're going to do this, so we're going to do this. Like, you have, that's the chess match.
But today, at moments, it felt like what I imagine it feels like playing us when we've really got a running game going.
But
I mean, they spread the field out and just had their way with us.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything to stop us. Like, we're just our own worst enemies, man. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. We're turning the ball over. It's penalties. It's missed throws. It's dropped passes. It's whatever. We just made a million little mistakes.
I just feel like everybody's wanting to go about how bad we played, but nobody's wanting to think, well, maybe it was a hard game because they were prepared and motivated.
Oh,
and
sure.
Had a great game plan. I mean, maybe we're not as bad as everybody wants to jump the gun on because we're not considered the national championship favorite. We're going to make the playoff if we beat Bama and Oklahoma. Let's just put that on paper. So let's just calm it down a notch.
I don't think people are upset as far as like Tennessee's not a good team, Nathan. It's just simply, I mean, we talk about it when you look at the Neyland Maxims, like the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. And it's just, and I said this a couple of weeks ago after we lost to Georgia, the only team that's going to be able to stop Tennessee from making the college football playoff is Tennessee. And we were very close to seeing that happen today. And that's where I think a lot of the frustration is building from, because it was just, you shot yourself in the foot play after play. And it's just like, we are so much better than what we are showing on the field right now.
And like I said, I just want to give Mississippi State a little bit of credit because I think they came to play tonight, and they may lose every game the rest of the season, but they were ready today.
Now, they'll be all right. I mean, you look at the talent composite. I know they only had 2 wins last year, but started this season 4-0, got a big win against Arizona State. They're 24th when you look at it. That's a top 25 team if you're just taking a roster out of the country. Top 25 there. Tennessee 16th. Russ, I know you refer to that a lot. So they're up there, and they're going to continue to get better under Lebby. He's seems to be the right man for that job.
Well, I'll hang up and listen and watch.
Thanks, Nathan. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've reached the portion of the Alabama-Georgia game where they're trying to destroy each other. So we just got called for a pretty bad horse collar. The kid's lucky he didn't break his leg on that one.
Nico and the Bruins fall to 0-4 today as they lose at Northwestern. And Butch Jones and Arkansas State lose to Louisiana Monroe today, 28-16, as Butch Jones has Arkansas State at 1-4 in year 3.
Oh, he's ass, man. Butch Jones is ass.
Nick Saban also lost to Louisiana Monroe. Let's not jump the gun too quick.
How much do you want to bet he said that in his press conference?
Coach Saban,
this reminds me
there you go.
of our first year with Coach Saban. I was ironing his shirt, and he came in and said, "Damn it, Botch, we just lost to Louisiana Monroe. Now go out there and scrub the shit off the bottom of my car." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I grabbed a bucket and a towel.
What the hell did he carry? He was still making $5 million a year off of bastard.
Oh, man. So Botch and Nico take some L's today. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't
still. They showed a pulse after firing.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan said, people are angry or down on this team. Like, again, I think that you can. I said it off the top. We're going to pick a million nits tonight, man. It was a frustrating game to watch. That doesn't mean that the end wasn't excellent and that we weren't happy and high fiving. We are, but I think anybody who knows ball knows that we got lucky tonight, man. We escaped with one down there because we did not play close to our best, and we're still able to win. And there's definitely value in that, and that's to be celebrated. But it's only natural to feel mentally, emotionally exhausted at the end of that game because we spent a lot of time today going, oh no,
get down,
damn it,
don't fumble.
Yeah, I mean, just mistake after mistake. So like that, after 4 hours of that, you're thrilled and relieved to win, but you're also kind of exhausted from being pissed off for 4 hours. It's a lot. All right. What time is it? 10:16. We've been on for 2 hours. Jamie has had time to process. He's had time to compose himself. The end of the first half, he was beside himself. He was apoplectic. He was enraged. Josh Heupel does not manage the clock well enough for Jamie's liking. And then at the end of regulation, I can only assume that our man went into some sort of altered state of consciousness. He's just disassociating, losing his mind, losing touch with the reality. I can't imagine what was going through Kronos' head as he saw Josh Heupel refuse to call timeout with 14 seconds after a first down play, and Joey Aguilar running a good 10 seconds off the clock before floating a meaningless incompletion out into the right flat. Jamie, good afternoon. You're on the Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Go ahead.
King of intros. What's up, Russ?
Hey, man.
So before I get into the Heupel, you've been talking about that ACC game. I guess it was on Friday night that we're showing the behind the scenes when they were looking at questionable calls or when they were reviewing plays. I guess I saw it a little different, Russ. There, I only got to see a little bit of the game, but the one time I did see them go, I don't care. Come on, Dave. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Right? Good boy. He can play for the Vols. So, yeah.
Staley's down there between the hedges now? I mean, what's going on?
Right. And Kisselman's out there playing volleyball, bumping it back and forth, bumping it straight up in the air. Like, hey, man, if somebody would just tell him, man, this ain't volleyball, and if you can hang on to that, it'd be nice. But anyway, I was watching that, and I saw those guys in there. It seemed like Keystone Cops to me. Like, one guy was going, yeah, that's definitely a catch. Oh, well, hang on. Here comes another. And then the one guy sitting there was like, well, we haven't even seen this view yet. And I'm just like, what are y'all? Is this what y'all do back there? I mean, I thought it'd be a little bit more buttoned up than that. Anybody? Anyone?
It was, like I said, Jamie, I mean, the little things, the team that makes the fewest mistakes. When any fool could see, oh yeah, we threw an interception. That's a bad thing. Oh, we muffed a punt. That's a bad thing. But when you add on to that, a false start, a hold, a dropped pass, a missed tackle, like that stuff just adds up. And we had so many of those, the little mistakes. I mean, probably, a dummy like me probably recognized like 15, 20 of them. Those coaches probably turn on the film and see 30 or 40, right? That we don't even see. So that's the stuff that, I feel really good about having an off week here because we need to do some self-scouting and just some work on Tennessee stuff rather than jump into the next opponent immediately. We really need to go back to basics and say, all right, guys, here's all the things we're doing right, man. Like, we've had a really good start to the season here, but here's all the little things that have got to be better going forward. And this is a good opportunity to do that this week.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Russ. And, to the Anguses out there, I think the one thing that you got to understand about the Fox Sports fan run radio and the drive in particular, the audience, we tend to critique these things as if we're coaches. We're really invested. Like, we love the win, but we know going forward there, like you just said, Russ, there's some shit that's got to be cleaned up. That egregious. Yeah, fine. I guess we'll get to
That stuff at the end of the damn game. Somebody got to explain that shit to me, man. Even the announcers on the TV were just ripping, talking about you. Say, yeah, this is confusing. What are we doing? I mean, I was looking for the strategery there. If I'm Mississippi State, we did them a favor. I mean, who else would take the ball over right there, get to almost to midfield? Dave, you've got the steel trap brain. I mean, where were we at on the field whenever he decided to run up to the line and just let 20 seconds run off?
I want to say that was like third, or not third, but it was like you'd just gotten 3 yards and gosh, maybe around like 138.
And where were we at? About our 40 or a little inside our own 40 or maybe?
Yeah,
around
maybe
inside the 35.
I want to say we were at like the 44-yard line, but I could be wrong.
Oh, look, man, 44-yard line. Come on, guys. Come on. You're a first down or two away from getting into, a chance to kick it. I mean, somebody's got to.
Yeah, I remember the conversation I had with Walker. Like, I don't mind being deliberate in that situation, but that was too much time for my blood. Like, I don't think you have to run up and snap it with 30 seconds on the play clock. I think you've got some time to really think about what you want to do and get the right play call in. But yeah, I mean, we snapped it with like 5 seconds left on the play clock. We let a lot of time
go, Jamie. So we got the ball with a minute 23 left. That's when they punted. So we run 3 yards, a minute 16 left. Our next snap is at the 38-second mark. We completed a 13-yard pass there to get to the 42. So then we take the timeout, and then you've got 24 seconds left, and you get a 9-yard run, an incompletion, a 5-yard run, and then an incompletion, followed by the final play of the game of regulation.
Well, I remember a couple of times last year with Nico where we were trying to ice the game and just taking snaps with 20 seconds to go on the play clock. And I'm like, me and Russ, and you've been part of it too, Bear and Davey, where we're just, trying to give Heupel the benefit of the doubt. That's just the offense we run is tempo. Well, here we are. Where's our tempo? What are we doing? I mean, are we trying to win this damn ball game or what? I don't know, man. We're 4.5 years in, and I give Heupel credit for being one of the best offensive geniuses in college football. But man, week in and week out, the guy just does absolute boneheaded. His on-field coaching and his on-field discipline. I mean, I just want. He doesn't realize how close. Here's something for you guys. He doesn't realize how close he is to these Kirby Smarts and Nick Sabans. He's close.
Yeah,
he is fucking close. And it's not strategery. It's not strategy. It's just this boneheaded shit, man. He is so fucking close, man. And it's just like I keep waiting for him to turn that next page in head coaching, and it's year in and year out. I'm starting to realize this is him, man. This is him. No discipline on the team. I mean, it's something we haven't seen rear its ugly head this year. Maybe that's behind him as a head coach, but guys just lining up off sides. On the defensive side, I tell you what, I'm trying to be as positive as I can here.
Oh, yeah, you're really positive today, Jay. Hey, Angus has something to say.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, whoa, whoa, Jamie's crying."
Take no lip from no soprano. But I did like the fact that they did run over David Sanders' side for that Aguilar keeper. And that was a good little wrinkle I love to see. And I love that one screen pass we ran early in the second half. It might have been where we got, I guess it was Matthews that got real far down. And then I guess that was the butt pass to Kitzelman for the interception in the next play or two. But it just seemed like, man, we had that set up, had the right amount of blockers over there for once. And it kind of seemed like Matthews may have outrun the last block that Staley was right on that defensive back's heels. And it seemed like if Matthews would have kind of hesitated a little bit, it seemed like Staley might have been able to carry that block out of bounds, and he might have even scored on that. But like I said, man, I hope the listeners and the fans don't think I'm just loving negativity. I just want to critique the bad shit so we can get better. That's all. Yeah, I'm happy with the win. I'm like you, Russ. I'm more relieved that we won today. What a weird game. Bear said it the best earlier. Like, what a weird. I can't remember a game like this. You know, I've seen a lot of the Tennessee fan like today where we come up on the wrong side, and it's just something else. And guys, that touchdown we ran at the beginning of overtime, did that not look like Georgia in overtime against that same side of the field?
Yep.
Same side of the field, you know, breaking it outside.
Extra tight end in and just gash him.
Oh man! Well, I'm gonna get out of the way, guys. I like I said, I'm happy with the win. I just like I want to clean up the easy shit, and we'll be, you know, we're so much closer than people think, man. We're so much closer than just, you know. And I don't think Orange Bowl is his ceiling, man. I think he cleans it up. Some of these callers have been talking about finding some guys to just your only job is to get in there and tell Heupel when to do what. And man, they might be right. I mean, they might be right because the guy's got the rest of it figured out, man. He's got a lot of the game figured out that no one else has caught on to yet. So I'm relieved for the win. 2 weeks off before we play again. We got the young freshman offensive lineman some work. We got to see that defensive tackle that was hurt early in the year back in the game. I want to see, you know, more out of the defense. I'm like somebody said earlier, I can't remember his name, but Garner really has made Banks look good, and we talk about it all the time. And y'all say he's probably going to get a job. You know, that may be true, but it also is true that he sucks as a defense coordinator. Y'all hang in there.
Oh, Jamie, the blowtorch. He's trying to be positive, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Well, you know, Jamie says that Heupel is so close to Kirby, and I guess that's it. Kirby, Saban, I don't know, whoever he's comparing him to, the upper echelon of coaches. And I would say, you know, you talk about Rodney Garner making him look good. I mean, we can talk about tightening up the operation, playing cleaner, and all that stuff is important. But the bigger thing between him and Kirby is players. And we're closing the gap, but the gap is still pretty significant.
Yeah.
He brings up David I'm sorry, what's that, Dave?
I was just going to say, I mean, we've talked about it. It's just like being at Tennessee, are you going to be able to get those elite players to where you can have a top 5 recruiting class? And I've always kind of operated under the procedure that you won't be able to. You can't. And what you need is somebody that, from an X's and O's standpoint, is able to make up that difference and find a way to get over that hump. And Josh Heupel can do that. But it does come down to, all right, whenever you get in these games like this on, we'll say even better teams like Georgia from a couple of weeks ago, it's like, that's the games you got to find a way to win.
865-966-3435. You want to chime in here this afternoon. What do you do with David Sanders now that he's gotten in there and gotten his nose bloodied a little bit? Do you use the off week now to shuffle your offensive line, insert him as the starter at right tackle, move Jesse Perry to right guard, bench Sham Umarov, who some people say is the weak link, and move Wendell Moy back to left guard? The line that we thought we were going to have coming into the season.
I don't know, man. I mean, we saw very limited. I think a lot will depend on, how's he going to feel tomorrow with actually, getting hit. Hopefully he won't have any more nerve stuff going on. The only thing I know about that kid is it's obvious who he is once he steps on the field. Like, he looks
the part.
Yeah.
Davey, what do you
in the head whenever he was getting in for the first time? Yeah, I would reshuffle the line like you were just laying out, Russell. I want that kid on the field.
Okay.
I think he makes our team better. I mean, consistently, you go back and look at the Georgia game. Umarov's PFF grades, for what it's worth, are normally have been the lower side of our offensive line.
You know what, though? I've noticed, I think the PFF grades are just a big, huge crock of crap.
Here's what I'll say on PFF. PFF grades are great when you're looking at a season-long standpoint.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not great on a game-by-game basis.
Yeah. Yeah, so take it with a grain of salt. But, I mean, we brought David Sanders in. The whole thing about it was this guy is going to be a day one starter. I hope that plan hasn't changed, and especially if he gets cleared right before a bye week, now is the perfect time to reshuffle and see if that makes our offensive line better.
Sham missed the block on the ill-fated third down play against Georgia after the strip sack, the fumble, and then had the false start right before the field goal.
Yep.
A lot of people. I don't think, I mean, he doesn't stand out to me as like a bad player or anything, but there are a lot of people that think that he is the weak link.
He's the scapegoat on that offensive line right now.
And here's what I'll say as it relates to an argument we've had for the last couple of years. Why pay all this money to a 5-star to just sit on the bench?
Yep.
True that.
It's a good spot for if you're going to make the switch, now's the time to do it because you've got 2 weeks and the first game, it's a quality opponent, but it's not Bama. And I don't think they've got an All-American left end that he's going to have to deal with over there, and you're playing at home. So that good opportunity to get a full game under your belt before you go to Bama.
Other thing I will say as it relates to Jesse Perry, I know he got back in the game, but sometimes those, it looked like he sprained his knee. I mean, that can swell up on you, and it's a situation where he might not be good to go.
Dr. Dave.
And then you're just
there he is
having to, I guess, go with the lineup you saw whenever he was at.
Like he's getting into my lane there with the completely uneducated medical advice.
We just got a comment in the chat talking about PFF. Ashmack Vols says that one of his best friends is a PFF grader. Says he knows absolutely nothing about football.
I saw a set of PFF bullshit last week. It was we're app only. That was and it was bullshit. I started going through it more, and I'd always, just bow down to the PFF. You guys talk about PFF this and PFF that, and I just took it for granted that it was true. I don't think it is. I think it's terrible.
I'm guessing if they're hiring randos to grade some of these games, they're probably just looking at like, okay, left tackle, whether it's a run play or a pass play, did he block a guy?
Probably.
And because they don't know the play calls and they don't know the blocking assignments and stuff like that. Wide receiver, the ball's thrown to him. Did he catch it? Ball's not thrown. Did he block somebody? I think you can get it. Like Dave is saying, like it's when you look at it over half a season or a full season, it's pretty spot on as far as like what a season grade is. But you see some weird stuff. Like I remember in 2022, like Hendon Hooker would always grade out low. Like Jalen Hyatt would have games where he didn't grade out very high. And you're like, what? Like, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And especially on the offensive line when there's so kind of little numbers to quantify exactly how to grade these guys. Like you're right. They're graded on if they commit penalties and if they block the guy in front of them.
But they don't know who they're supposed to block.
Exactly. That they don't know what the play is. They don't know if a guy missed an assignment and just blocked the wrong person. Like that's how that stuff works. Unlike receivers where you have all this data, like, if a pass isn't thrown to him, did he run his route well? What are his average yards of separation between him and his defender? All that type of stuff, which you don't get with linemen.
Andrew is next on the voluntary reaction. Go ahead, Andrew.
I just tuned in just a little bit ago, so might have already been covered, but I wanted to do a brief touch on, I think it's really hard to hold those 2 interceptions against us. I mean, he hit them in the hands. You're probably trying to catch that ball every time. But when the ball goes 15 feet up in the air, you can't get pissed off when the defense catches it, to be honest.
Oh, I mean, Jamie's right. Like, we got to start playing volleyball. I love Kitzelman, and he made a couple of big-time catches today. But, man, we got to be setting up some sort of record for tipped balls, right? I mean, not even the ones that aren't intercepted. We have so many passes go off the receiver's fingertips, bounce up in the air. I've never seen this many.
I mean, do you think that's on our receivers or do you think that's on?
I think it's both. I mean, I think a lot of those passes end up being high, but in the SEC, you got to bring it in, baby. I mean, Brazel hasn't been an offender here lately, but you've got, Mike Matthews, a 5-star. You get your hands on it, you got to catch it, bro. Staley's a 4-star. Like, you get your hands on it. If you get one hand on it, I realize that's a hard play. But if you get both hands on it, we've had so many passes where we get both hands on it. Like, if you get both hands on it, you got to catch it.
I 100% agree. One other thing that I wanted to say, I mean, listening to y'all's show after the Georgia game, and one of the things I picked up from the Georgia game, we lost, but I felt a lot more confident about our team after. And after this game, I mean, we won, but I feel way less confident after this game.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That's so true. That is so true.
I personally have no faith in our defense to be able to stop any team that knows what they're doing at this point in time.
Well, it's never as good as you think it is. It's never as bad as you think it is. And truth be told, like, we probably weren't the juggernaut offensively we felt we were coming out of that Georgia game. And we're probably not as bad defensively as we feel we are coming out of this game.
I mean, I thought our offense was great. Both of those turnovers, I feel like, were kind of up to chance. The ball got tipped and it didn't go our way. It didn't hit the ground. But I felt like we couldn't stop the run game. That was the big thing. Like, passing, I felt like we were okay, but I felt like we couldn't stop the run game. Besides, we had that really good hold late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, they rose up and made some plays there. And, again, we don't know as fans, did Tim Banks make an adjustment? Did we put an extra guy in there to shut down those runs that were gashing us in the second and third quarters? But we slowed it down enough in the fourth quarter, just enough.
Yeah, we did enough to get it done. I'm kind of being pessimistic just because, I felt a lot more stress in that game than I was hoping to be fully honest with you. That wasn't the road game that I was hoping to be stressed about this season.
Well, we didn't in the offseason. This is one nobody had circled because they had such a bad record last year.
Mm-hmm.
But then you watch them go 4-0, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, well this is going to be a challenge.
Beat my alma mater,
and it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mississippi State played a good game, and I'm not going to fault us like it was a super close game with a team that didn't play well. We played well, they played well, and it shaked out the way it did. One more thing I wanted to bring up. I'm sitting here rooting for Oregon. What about y'all?
I haven't even thought about any other games. I've watched other than this Alabama-Georgia game. I don't know what's the score on it.
17-10
I think
Oregon.
17-10 Oregon.
I like
I just
Oregon.
don't anticipate James Franklin winning the big game.
Yeah, he will never win that game.
What about today? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys giving me a chance to talk. I hope you guys have a great night. And Walker, I'm going to tear you up in fantasy this week, buddy.
Ooh.
You watch yourself, pal.
Shots fired.
Yeah, his team is a lot better than mine. It's going to be a problem.
Probably ought to set my rosters. I haven't really
You got time.
looked. Yeah.
Games only start in 26 hours.
865
my fantasy hockey league.
34-35. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Dave.
Fantasy hockey is fun. I've done it once.
Let's get
You can
DR
play, dude.
Ball
Let me know.
in here next. What's up, DR?
Guys, I'm going to quote the late, great Michael Clark Duncan. I'm tired, boss. I was not in a good place. I did not enjoy that. Russ, I was not in a good place when I talked to you at halftime. I mean, I was like 0.4 miles from the interstate.
You were holding on.
I thought about jumping. That was awful. It was awful. Apple coached like his mom took Tylenol when she was pregnant with him. That was
wow. That's
true.
That's not nice.
Well, the clock management was ridiculous. Ridiculous. What was that, guys?
That was Josh Heupel trying to show everybody that he's the smartest guy in the room, and he's going to go in there and get it done his way, and it blew up on him, and he was able to survive. It didn't work out against Georgia. It worked out tonight.
And that's a talent thing. I mean, I am so thrilled we won, but we did not deserve that. I mean, we just top to bottom, guys.
And I keep hearing you guys say terrible. That. I don't. Deserves got nothing to do with it.
Well,
I mean, that's the bottom line. It doesn't. It doesn't. It never has. Deserve has nothing to do with it. We made one more play than they did. Deshaun Bishop.
Like, I don't think Georgia deserved to win against us, 2 weeks ago, but sometimes things just shake out that way, and it's great to be on the other end.
How did they not? They threw a damn that kid threw a damn dime of a touchdown pass against Redmond, and then we missed the damn game-winning field goal and got in overtime with him. We FO'd. Deserve. This is football.
Ty Redmond alone on an island.
That game, Mississippi State let us hang around when they couldn't capitalize on enough of our mistakes, and we snatched that thing away from them and got the hell out of Dodge, bud. Deserve. You guys kill me.
No, we didn't. And now, shout out to Bennett Warren. When he walked off limping, y'all, I'm serious. I tweeted out they're going to have a hospice nurse for him at the next game. I mean, how far till we intubate him on the field?
I said something to the people I was watching the game. I was like, I keep waiting for him to bring out the EAD thing, the emergency automatic defibrillator. So.
He's all blood and guts, man. He's been banged up all year long, DR, and he just keeps going out there. He's a warrior. Is what he is.
He is.
If we had turned around and scored like on defense again a couple plays later, would he have been in the game? You think?
I don't know if I'd been in the game. I'm telling you, like I am. Not to repeat myself, I am so relieved we won, but that game pissed me the hell off the whole game, y'all. The whole game. I mean, starting out with Staley. I mean, Staley had his head up his ass most of the game. And
I did
and then
I like seeing Staley and Mike, who did not play well, who looked like the moment was too big for them for most of the game. Both of those guys getting key catches on that game tying drive there. So hopefully that's something they can build up again. Like this is the first time that those guys have been in that situation. Like they didn't play much last year. Right. So this is the first time they've, we're in a Hornet. Oh, they got the damn cowbells. Like it's loud, it's intense, and we're not playing well, and it's hot, and we're sweaty, and guys are getting hurt, and they're like, the live bullets are flying. They've never been there before, and I'd imagine that's really difficult. And so hopefully the next time they find themselves in that situation will be in about 3 weeks at Alabama. And hopefully they'll have something to draw on. Now it's like, we've been here before. Time to lock in, block all the noise out, and just focus on what we do and make those catches when we have the opportunity.
We play like that at Bama. They may beat us by 4 touchdowns. I have 2 questions. I'll hop off here. I know there's other people trying to get in. Russ, what do we say to the God of Death?
Not today.
Thank God. And Davey, this is my question for you. Who has more balls bounce off their hands, Bonnie Blue or Miles Kitselman? I'll hang up and listen.
What is wrong with him?
I mean, Bonnie's setting Guinness World Records, so I got to give her the edge on this one, DR.
Is that the second Bonnie Blue reference DR Vols made on Voluntary Reaction this season?
Yes, it is.
Do you remember the first one?
Yeah.
I do.
No, what was it?
Squirrel White is like Bonnie Blue. If there's a ball near him, he's going down.
That's
he almost died. You got to be careful making fun of him at the moment.
that. Apparently 16 people got injured. There was an altercation in the middle of all that they apparently didn't show on camera, but that was scary as hell for both the players, Squirrel White and the defender, because they were both on the ground when those kids just started running. That's like nightmare if you get trampled like that.
Didn't what would you be? You would have been the guy with the cell phone in one hand, flipping the bird in the other, right in Castellanos' face in the storm.
He actually,
I don't think I would, because
he gave the L.
in a fair world, I think that's just kind of cowardly to do that.
Didn't you tell me you once threw ice at Eric Rhett from the stands?
Yeah.
So getting in a man's face and telling him exactly what you think about it when he can fight back, cowardly, throwing ice from the stands when there's no way he could get back to you. Brave.
He could have come over the fence. He was trying to. He wanted to. I was begging him to.
I just want to see if we're consistent there.
See if they're consistent. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Hayes is next. Go ahead, Hayes.
I'm not Hayes. This is T-Carp. What's up, my brother?
Hey, T-Carp. What's going on, man?
Hold on.
Oh, all right.
There we go.
Who's this?
This is Hayes.
This is Hayes? Okay. Hey, Hayes.
Yeah. Russ, you got me okay?
I got you, man. What's going on?
Sorry about that.
Awesome. Hey, I've got a couple of true-false questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes. I love these.
Okay. So we gave up 3 touchdowns that started within the 30-yard line this week.
That's true.
True. We had 4 or 5 drop passes that hit 2 hands on the receivers we wish we could have back.
Also true.
Also true. We horribly managed the clock at the end of the game.
Depending on who you ask, but I would say true.
Well, depending on who you ask.
Josh Heupel says false.
And then we had a couple of calls by the officials, specifically against our offense, that we would say were questionable at best.
I'm going to say false because there was only one I thought was really bad.
Just the one, but it took 7 points off the board. But we still went on the road and won a game in the SEC. What is there to complain about? This is a game before Heupel was here. I mean, even last year we were losing. We just got to stick it in our back pocket, go into the bye week, and say, hey, let's get a revenge game against Arkansas and get ready to go play Alabama and make a push to the playoffs here. Am I wrong?
No, man. Yeah, I mean, what do you learn from this? How do you use it? Because you will find yourself in tougher road environments than you did today, and you're going to have to play cleaner. You just are. Are you going to learn your lessons, or are you going to be like, oh man, we got lucky there, on to the next one? Like it's up to them as Penn State scores with 30 seconds to go, and we might be going to overtime in Happy Valley. Both these games coming down to the wire, man. Excellent football. What do you think? What do you think, Hayes? Are we going to learn our lessons? We going to get better?
I think y'all had a good point on the last call with DR, where this is truly the first time that Matthews and like Staley have been on the road, and I mean Matthews had an awful mistake dropping the punt, but like these are high caliber athletes. Like I think like they adjust to it. Like we have to get better from here, right? Like that's what we're believing in with Heupel. We're in, at this point in his tenure, like he's developing athletes. Like we're ready to win games. We're ready to take this step to the next level and compete in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we've come so far, and we are so close to being with these elite teams, but these are the games you got to find a way to win. I mean, it's I'm sure LSU feels like they should have won today at Ole Miss. They didn't. And I think Ole Miss is a little bit better opponent probably than what we played today. But you go on the road in this league, nothing can be taken for granted. It's always going to be tough. Always.
Yeah, like this is the SEC. Like you win a game on the road, just stuff in the bank and move on.
Yes.
You don't have to draw a picture at the end of the day. We just record the win and we go to the next week. So do we wish we would have beat them by 20? Sure.
Yeah, and I mean, if they
win.
won, if they pulled it out, Hayes, they're not going to be sitting around being like, well, we didn't, we got lucky, man. We had 2 turnovers that were returned for scores. No, man, they won. Like it doesn't count all the crazy stuff that happened or that you got screwed over. I mean, if we had lost, we'd be sitting here whining about that. We would be making such a big deal out of that call in Brazzell. I mean, we would be.
Oh, we'd be distraught.
We would be upset about all the mistakes that we're nitpicking here, but we would be treating that like it's a tragic injustice. That has to be.
It'd be the Saints Rams NFC Championship game from a few years ago. That pass interference on the sideline, we'd be like, "What the hell?"
Exactly.
The Super Bowl.
Auburn, Oklahoma last week, touchdown on the board that shouldn't have counted, except opposite here. But
no, Auburn fans they're feeling some kind of way. They're saying 2 weeks in a row they've gotten screwed out of a win.
And their basketball
hate to see it happen to a God-fearing man like the Right Reverend Hugh Freeze.
Now, that's somebody who might go watch those girls in the biscuits and gravy.
Hugh Freeze would be at Ponies, you think?
Wouldn't put it past him.
Either that or at the hotel. Getting him just cut out the strip club part. He'd just call for high price call girl, wouldn't you think?
Call one of Deshaun Watson's masseuses.
Mike Price still alive?
No, didn't he just pass away recently? Did I just kill Mike Price? I feel like Mike Price just died.
I don't know. They should have at least a moment of silence for him there then.
Yes, Mike Price passed away. Michael Bruce Price. Oh, no. I'm sorry. He's still alive. Damn it. I just killed Mike Price. Why was he in the news? We talked about him on the show like a couple weeks ago.
I can't remember what it was.
He was in the news for something. I'll
sorry,
Google
Mike
him.
That's worth a Google. Mike Price.
Well, Georgia just got saved by an illegal procedure penalty. And the refs missed a horse collar on it. On the play, I guess I don't know if they would count it. Wait a minute. Georgia's punting.
Anything else, Hayes?
Wow.
No, that's all I had. I just think a little bit of negativity in the calls today. And I think, hey, we went on the road and won a game.
Yep.
Heupel has this history of, or the stigma of like we always win or always lose when we shouldn't. And this felt like it until we freaking won it at the very end. And let's take it and move on and get ready for the rest of the conference play.
Hear, hear. Thank you, Hayes. Appreciate it. Davey, how many? Kentucky would be an opportunity to lose a road stinker. Are there any other of those that we have coming up? Vanderbilt comes here. Oklahoma comes here.
I mean, if it wasn't what
Arkansas
it's been,
would be a road stinker. Or no, well, that's home.
They're home. I mean, if it wasn't what it's been, when you look at the history of playing in the swamp, when I look at this Florida team, I would say they could be in that category, but nobody that is a Tennessee fan and has been through the ups and downs with this program over the last 25 years, you can probably even make that 35 if you want to go back to Spurrier's time there, realizes anytime you have to go down there, anything is possible, to quote Kevin Garnett.
Overtime in Happy Valley.
They did make it into overtime.
Do what?
Right. The game did go into overtime.
Going to OT.
But yeah, Alabama, Kentucky, Florida. That's the only 3 road games you have left on the schedule.
I mean, I could see us losing either in Gainesville easily or and or Tuscaloosa.
It's crazy, but
Mainland
after
North.
Arkansas, half the season's over before I hit that point.
Oh yeah, that dawned on me when we got a quarter of the way through it. You know,
I'm just trying not to think about the Florida game this year. I know by the time we get to that point in November, I'm going to be such a wreck. I'm just trying not to think about it.
I mean, I can't think about it because I don't know. We don't know who's going to be coaching that game against us at this point. We don't know what that team's going to look like. We don't know if Lagway is going to be playing. There's like nothing we can do to preview that matchup yet based on the way their season is going.
I can't see Lagway staying healthy enough with their schedule. I mean, they've got Texas coming up, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss before they get us. He ain't staying healthy. We won't see.
Buckle up,
Lagway.
Buttercup, because I could chart a path to it, just given the history of the series.
No, I mean, he might get hurt the next game and then he's finally healthy enough to come back versus Tennessee, but there's no way he's not missing multiple starts.
I'm talking about, I was answering Russ about, he said he didn't want to lose to Harrison Bailey.
Is Florida off this week?
Yeah, because the question was, do they fire Billy Napier with the bye week? And they chose not to.
It's true.
I don't think they want to get into what some of these other schools have already found themselves in.
That is such a train wreck, man. First of all, they have to write him a check for $10 million within 30 days of firing him, and that's only half the buyout. Second of all, they don't have an athletics director. Scott Strickland is a dead man walking. So, like, he's hired the last two bums. They're not going to let him hire a third bum. So, like, what do? You either fire him and then rush through an AD hire, kind of like we did, and let the new guy hire a coach, or you essentially let the boosters hire a coach, because there's no way they're going to let Scott Strickland run a third coaching search.
Well, I'm curious how much leeway Scott Strickland gets with the basketball team winning a national championship. Obviously, Florida's a football school, but like you can't ignore that he made that basketball hire and won a national championship.
Don't they have a lot of turmoil in far like they don't have a president or something?
I don't know what that deal
Remember
is.
they were going to hire
story,
the person from Michigan, and then they
that
didn't.
fell through.
So that whole thing is just a chaotic mess.
Yeah.
You really hate it for him.
Truly.
That's sad.
All right, let's get T-Carp in here. T-Carp, you're on Voluntary Reaction. What's up, man? T-Carp, you there?
Womp, womp, womp. Oh, there he is.
There we go. Can you hear me halfway
what's
decent
up?
there?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, guys? I'll be your Hayes. I don't care. Shoot.
There's only one T-Carp.
There we go. Guys, after listening to everybody talk and calming down, man, it's more of a relief game. You know, we tapped the keg of relief, but now it's, now it is a keg of glory. Now it is a keg of happiness, because you look at that and, man, yes, were there mistakes? Go over so many, but my goodness, I get major whiplash on that fake punt. Then, then the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Man, I couldn't even look up, and it's like, oh, we scored. Oh my gosh, what happened? And it's just such an emotional roller coaster, this game.
I was driving to the station during that sequence, was listening to Mike Keith, and remember just feeling like so much relief. It's like, oh my God, we got a third down stop. We're going to get the ball back. And like, that's credit to Levy, man. That's when you run a fake punt, is when your opponent has no idea. Like, not in a million years. I'm not even thinking about a fake punt, and they get it. And it was so deflating. It's like, oh man, we might be cooked here.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, we've got the lead.
Yeah. I was like, what's happening? It was, credit to like a big picture here. Credit to the recruiting. Davey does a really good job of talking about, we've got all the high blue chip recruits. We've got the talent rankings. and that showed tonight, guys. Heupel kind of had his Fulmer game where he got out coached, but his players won despite of him. In spite of those bad coaching decisions. We can all agree that was some atrocious clock management. Atrocious. We can all agree there. We can all agree that, he really abandoned the run quite a bit in the second and third quarter. Found it in the fourth quarter, but I felt like he just really went away from that. I felt like, Davey said it earlier, he went away from Brazel. It's like, that guy's going to win the Blitnikoff if he keeps playing like he's playing. You've got to get him more touches. You got to figure out a way to do it. By the way, was it a third down or fourth down catch that he made? That over the middle where he's
that was fourth down.
Fourth and 4.
Oh my gosh! With that fingertip grab behind him. I love Joey with all my heart, but that was a bad pass, and Brazel made it happen. And Kitzelman, buddy, I want all the receivers on the Jugs machine. This next 2 weeks, man, because what you can also say is the receivers and their drops really caused this game to be in so much question. If Staley catches the football, if Mike Matthews catches the football, if they don't make those crazy, stupid drops, and, same thing with Kitzelman, do we beat this team by 14, 21 points?
Well, I think that's why not everyone, but a lot of people are not angry, but frustrated, relieved, annoyed, exhausted, whatever you want to say, is because, yes, if we play anything close to our A game, we probably smoke these dudes.
Exactly.
We probably win this game 50-28 or so. We could have scored. We left so many plays out there. So that's got to be the goal, is to get to where we can take our A game on the road.
And that's what makes me think that we are a good team. We are a playoff team. And everyone will be like, oh, you only beat an XY team. I was like, listen, Mississippi State is a good football team. Yes, we are better. But my goodness, you're playing on the road in the SEC. And we're seeing that's not an easy thing to do, period, in a sentence. And, man, it's just good to see Tennessee get a win from this. Also, I hate what happened with Lewis, but man, that block that he got Joey killed on, you can't do that. You can't just absolutely whiff on a block like that. And then I think now we see why Bishop also is your starting running back. Love Star Thomas with all my heart. He had bad drops too. Wide open swing passes that he just drops the football. Again, this is the second or third time he's done it. Deshaun Bishop, I want that guy, with the game on the line, I want the football in his hand. Either that or Joey Aguilar on a 4th and 2. I want those two guys carrying the football, to be honest with you. I love having a Knoxville guy going and just winning the football game. And people will say he's not talented enough. He looked pretty talented enough, on that scamper, that touchdown in the OT. He looked fast enough there. He's getting 6.5, 7 yards a carry. I like the guy. I think he's definitely your running back one. You got to give him more touches. What do you think about that?
I think it's Bishop and Thomas, and I don't know what you do with Lewis. I know Davies says you don't be afraid that anybody is going to transfer in this day and age. I kind of feel him on there. I hope Peyton Lewis sticks around. I think he can be a really good running back here, probably next season. But I think for this season, with our goals and what we want to accomplish right now, you've got to feature Star Thomas and Deshaun Bishop.
I agree. They're definitely who you've got to feature. And I honestly love what we do have I think there's still so much more potential. You know, I haven't even gotten to the defense, but man, I got really frustrated. I think Roberto said it really well with how many times they got the ball inside the 50. You know, it's really hard to ask more from a defense to score you 14 points and to try to hold them the way they did. Plus, you've got Hood, who's a true freshman out there playing like he's about to, be a first-round draft pick. You've got the defensive line eating. I would love to see more from the linebackers. There's so many good spots, but then so many so many frustrating spots too. But you walk away from a win. You're drinking from the keg of glory. You gotta enjoy it, folks. We just don't get SEC road wins. Those are hard to come by, and enjoy it and love it. I'll talk to you Monday.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. T-Carp checking in. So we're gonna get are you guys watching this Oregon game?
Yeah, I just turned. Did you see that hit?
Targeting.
Oh my God, he just got killed.
Did they call it?
I don't know if they called it.
Looks like they did not call that targeting.
They didn't call it. That's horrible.
So this is like a problem I have with officiating. If that was at any other point in the game, they would have called that targeting. But because it now makes it 4th and 1 with the game on the line, they're going to say no.
Officials, man.
I mean, that just tells me it's not a safety thing. So
I know Bear doesn't like this word, but Oregon deserves to score here, or at least get this first down.
Deserve.
What did you say? I literally just turned it on when I saw you
got it.
Look at Oregon fumble. Did they fumble and recover it?
Yeah, they fumbled a handoff. They're down 7 in overtime. They've got to score a touchdown on this possession. They fumbled a handoff. They've survived a targeting. Running back still in there.
Yeah.
Getting his head knocked off.
I mean, good Lord, that was
his clock clean. He run for the first down?
Yeah, he got it. This game's going to go deep into the night.
And still Georgia early. Had a guy get penalized for jumping in the pile.
Yeah, after they had already made the first down, and
he went full Leroy Jenkins. He just he's just like, I'm coming.
Leroy.
He went I'm still trying to figure out why Kirby didn't kick a field goal when it would have tied the game.
I didn't watch a second of that Georgia-Alabama game. The first 2 hours of the show, I was watching the Reds play.
How'd they do?
We won. We won tonight. We have to either beat Freddie Peralta tomorrow, or the Mets have to lose for us to make the playoffs.
I'm pulling for you, Walker.
Depending on the Mets, you're usually in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, well, I'm also depending on the Marlins to beat them.
They ran a Utah shuffle pass into all kinds of traffic, which I guess it's an incomplete pass but I mean it could have ricocheted. A lot of things could have happened, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, this is going to double OT. Man, what a heck of a sports day. For all the Ryder Cup fans out there, that was not a fun morning. Did you watch the Ryder Cup this morning?
I watched a lot of it, yeah.
It's not good.
Just a massacre.
It's bad.
Just a massacre. I knew it wasn't going to go well when I rolled out of bed and looked at my phone, and the first thing I saw was some jackwagons trying to lead the fans there in some sort of idiotic chant/cheer for Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I saw that at the tee off.
So cringy, I won't even repeat it. It's on my Twitter if you want to go back and look at it. But it's
was it Edo?
It was reminiscent. No, it wasn't Ed Ogeron. It was reminiscent of the Butch Jones first down cheer.
Ugh.
If anybody remembers that.
God, it's so bad.
I remember being at the Orange and White game. I'm trying to teach the fans how to do it.
That's what it was like.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bad.
God. It's not great.
Somebody asked if what we think will happen with the polls, but right now I don't actually anticipate Tennessee moving up. I mean, FSU will fall behind you, but I would imagine if Alabama holds on, they'll jump you, so you'll just be in the same spot. LSU's not going to fall far enough to where you're going to leapfrog them, and no one behind you really did anything to where you're worried about going up there. So FSU will move behind you. Alabama will likely move in front of you, and you will stay pat at number 15.
Tell you what, if we go into Bama and win this year, we officially have a triangle of pain between Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. Like, we can't beat Georgia, Georgia can't beat Bama, and Bama won't have been able to beat us.
Well, I wouldn't bet your house on in that scenario.
Magic Mike says Heupel and Tony Elliott should probably go to church tomorrow.
Yeah, probably so.
Okay, we hadn't talked about this, but Tony Elliott not knowing the rules of college football. I don't understand how you get paid millions of dollars and you don't understand the rules. This makes zero sense to me.
He's a really bad football coach who's destined to be fired, even with his lucky moment last night. Alabama gets a first down here. They're going to be able to run out the clock. Alabama is going to win between the hedges without scoring a point in the second half.
Such a weird game.
Oregon
That's
scored
unreal.
a touchdown on the first play of the second overtime.
Yep. It's the Bryant kid.
We're here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Late night voluntary action. Bear, you need to go?
Yes, I have to get up super duper early in the morning. As much as I'd love to stay.
Bedtime for Bear.
Yeah, it is.
Got to watch the Ireland game.
Well, no. You horses rear end, no. I do have to be up super early. I can't sleep to the crack of
He's got to be up to,
like the rest
to
of you
cheer
guys.
for the Euros, the Ryder Cup tomorrow.
I do think it's a little bit ridiculous. I think we went overboard with it. Is still golf, and to see Rory treated that shabbily was embarrassing, quite honestly.
The PGA of America knew what they were doing, putting the Ryder Cup in New York at Bethpage. They knew what that was going to be like.
Yeah,
that's on them.
Bunch of meatheads from the Bronx.
Oregon went for 2 voluntarily.
No, it's second overtime. You have to go for 2.
That was third overtime.
No, second. Third overtime, you just alternate 2-point conversions.
Tony Elliott over here.
But they didn't.
It is confusing now.
It is. It is. I mean,
I got to run it all the way back, or they tackle it.
They tackled them. It's so weird, these overtime rules. I remember the overtime. We were complaining about the OT rules.
Hold on. What is?
What?
Never mind.
Oh.
Go home. You're tired. It's past your bedtime. Bedtime for Bonzo.
And right on cue, James Franklin does not win the big game.
He does not win the big game.
Oh,
no.
First play of double overtime, James Franklin the Penn State throws an interception.
What?
Or you were talking.
No,
that's why I said, whoa, hold on. Yeah, I saw because your computer screen's right in front of me. So, but yeah, I'm exhausted. Not making a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, no, you need to go. You're bad. There's a microphone in front of your mouth, buddy. We're all hearing this. All right, Bears left the building. 865-966-3435. Your number to get on the voluntary reaction as Tennessee survives against Mississippi State 41-34, and the Volunteers come home with the dub. It was not always pretty. It certainly was not always fun to watch, but when that pass fell incomplete in the end zone, a massive sigh of relief. It was a weight lifted off our shoulders for sure, man. I did not, Dave, I was not looking forward to doing this for 2 weeks after that. That would have been brutal.
Starting the season 0-2 in conference play, both games. I mean, had it been another loss in overtime, you just would have felt like we were snake bit.
Good game by Ty Simpson. Guy did not look good at South Florida last year, did not look good at Florida State earlier this year. 24 for 38, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions for Jace Brown's battery mate at Martin Westview. That guy used to put his hands under my producer's gooch.
Shout out Jacer.
Shout out
Jacer. God, I can't believe Alabama won that game. Just when we think they're dead, they always win.
Big win for Landanning. The Ducks going to Happy Valley, and the narrative around James Franklin will continue. The guy can recruit. The guy can. I mean, what must it be like, Davey, to have good recruiting classes? Your guy wins the games he's supposed to win. He generally doesn't fall on his face against Rutgers or stuff like that. But if you're asking him to beat Michigan on the road, you're asking him to beat a top 5 team at home. It ain't happening.
No.
Not happening.
I mean, right now he's the next great young coach in the game. When you look at what he's able to.
James Franklin?
No, sorry, not James Franklin. I thought we were still talking about Dan Lanning. My apologies. No, I looked over there. They were actually interviewing Dan Lanning, probably where I was. Yeah, James Franklin. I mean, you look at it, like he just can't win the big one. They'll always just be close, but never able to get over the threshold while he's at Penn State. Now, granted, I mean, he's still got a top 10 program at the moment. No one's looking to push him out, but you don't have that confidence whenever he's in a game like this that they're going to figure out a way to get the dub.
No, he's never done it. Like, not once. None of the playoff games last year were big games for him. It's like,
winning a playoff game's a big game. Beating SMU at home is not anything to thump your chest about. Who did they play?
Boise State.
And they beat them.
Yep.
And then they lost to Notre Dame.
Yep.
No, I mean, Walker might have a point.
Mm-hmm.
You won 2 playoff games and you still don't have a real. What's his biggest win since he's been there?
I would guess what year did they win the Big Ten championship? So
They beat like
2016 or
Iowa
17?
and Indy or something.
Yeah, they won the Big Ten championship and got left out of the playoff. I think that was like 15, 16 around that time, but they didn't have to beat.
Does he have one win over Ohio State? But it wasn't like it was like one of their best teams or anything like that.
James Franklin's biggest win, according to AI Overview at Penn State, was likely the 2016 victory against number 2 Ohio State.
Okay.
His first win against a top 2 ranked team and a key moment in their 2016 Big Ten championship.
Coming up on 10 years. If they don't beat them this year, it'll be a decade since they've beaten Michigan or Ohio State.
Beat Utah in the Rose Bowl 2023.
Oh, that game wasn't that a game a blowout when Cam Rising got hurt and Penn State just thumped them?
Didn't Utah beat USC for an opportunity to go to the playoff?
Yeah, that was when Caleb Williams was there, and they went into Utah and lost.
He's been there 12 years, 104-42, a hell of a record. 53 years old. But that's the narrative, is that he's a guy that can't win the big one.
It's tough. That's always just a tough label to lose. I mean, we were kind of that. I mean, we were that program for like 20 years.
He's 13-36 all time against ranked teams. That includes 1-8 at Vandy. He's 15-28 against ranked teams at Penn State.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done. Especially with, assuming that like USC is going to be a playoff contender sooner rather than later, there's going to be more landmines for him not to be able to beat in that conference.
He's 4-20 against top 10 teams. He's 1-13 combined against Michigan and Ohio State.
I mean, like,
when they're ranked.
Has there been another coach that can't win the big one as much as James Franklin?
Lane Kiffin.
You think Lane can't win the big one as much as Franklin can't?
He's not had as many opportunities, but
yeah,
that's probably the closest I would make a comparison to.
That's true. But I feel like he hasn't stuck around long enough at a place to like build a program and have that opportunity. Like, he's had big games, like last year against they beat Georgia last year in that good game. That was a big win for him. But then they blow another one to Kentucky. I think it's less that he has some wins, but he blows games at least once a season too, I feel like.
So the big ones are done. We are watching now, I guess, Colorado. Dion up 14-3 at home against ranked BYUs. Be a big win for those guys. Let's get Nolan in here. Nolan, you're on Voluntary Reaction. What's up, man?
Hey guys, long time no see or talk, so to speak. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Well, I was doing good when we won the game, and now Alabama beat Georgia, and now I'm kind of pissed because I don't know whatever mind fuckery we have against Florida, Georgia has against Bama, because they cannot beat Bama to save their lives, no matter what the coach is. It's unbelievable, but. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at this from a different perspective because I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. I expected to lose this game going in. I wasn't confident at all and was really, really happy when we won and surprised that we won. I guess maybe I just listened to Ashley Schaefer-Ball. Are we out on Josh Heupel because
no, ain't nobody out on Josh Heupel. People say something. Nolan, you're a Voluntary Reaction veteran. You know how this thing works. I mean, people come on here and they say things. They say things they don't mean. They say things that they later regret. And that's part of what makes this show magical, is because you never know what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
People say stupid things. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. Honestly, Bama's win against Georgia, it really does not. I mean, God knows, like I said earlier, it doesn't really change anything when we go to Bama. I think it's still going to be a tough game. I wouldn't say we're going to win it, but I think we could potentially come out there and somehow get a win just because I don't know. I'm not sold on Bama, even though they win today, which they did.
They're beatable. They're good. They're not nearly as bad as they looked at Florida State. They found some things. But they're beatable.
Here's what I'll say there.
Yeah.
They beat Georgia last year and managed to lose to Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma.
Did Bama lose to Oklahoma last year?
They got destroyed. It was like 31-3 or something.
Yeah.
That was that last game where we knew they were done.
Yeah, and God knows we got a better quarterback from last year. I think, God, Kitzelman, I want to talk about people I'm out on. I'm out on that guy. Or he's in the doghouse as far as I'm concerned, because both interceptions that Aguilar threw were on him. If he comes down with those are not picks. And it's like potentially we don't go to overtime and we win the game right out in regulation. It's just one of those things. Hopefully, I agree. There were a lot of mistakes. The clock management at the end of the fourth quarter was not good. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Heupel can learn from it. This game reminded me a lot of the Pittsburgh game from 22, if I'm being honest with you, where we kind of let them hang around with us and we still came out on top. So that's always good to know that we can win those games. I don't know. Like I said, I expected to lose. I'm happily surprised that we won, and God knows we should beat that Arkansas team when they come up here in Neyland, get some measure of revenge. And then we'll see what we can do against Bama. I'm not out on this team. I still think they can make the playoffs. I think 9-3 is probably their floor, I would say. But yeah, I'm still high on the team. I'm high on Aguilar. I love that guy. He's really good. He's like Josh Allen, where he can afford a couple of turnovers because he's going to throw a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, no, he's a blessing, man. Quarterback manna from heaven just fell right into our laps. We didn't even know we needed it.
And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, guys.
You too, Nolan. Thanks, man. Great to hear from you. Voluntary Reaction winding down on a Saturday night as Tennessee survives in Starkville.
Hey, Davey, we just got a comment in the chat. We did forget to mention that Lane literally did just beat LSU today.
That's a bad LSU team. What's their one win? Clemson? They look great, let me tell you.
They were number 4 in the country.
Yeah, okay. Let's look back. Let's look back at the end of the season and see where they are. It's like, I mean, Yeah, it's again, I know the polls kind of skew stuff, but again, like Kiffin, has he been close to a conference championship game? And I'm taking FAU out of the equation.
No, I don't think he's been close to I mean, he's had a couple 9-win seasons, maybe a 10-winner, but I don't feel like they've ever seriously been discussed as being close to being in the title game.
The other thing I was going to say, this isn't exactly college football related, but a lot of the regulars, this just goes to show you. And it's one of the things people are like, hey, you've not been happy. Well, I'm happy about this and the fact that we still want to talk about Tennessee football. A lot of our regular callers usually ask me at the end, like, what do I think is going to happen with the Titans tomorrow? And the Titans have not been mentioned, and we've been live for over 3 hours. Apathy set into that program. No one gives a shit anymore. And Brian Callahan is on pace to be the worst coach in NFL history. You heard that right now. He's already there for worst coach in Titans history. He's literally on his way to be the worst coach in NFL history. That dude, my God.
Should have stayed our OC at the Bengals.
He got paid. All right, let's get Phil in here next. Phil, voluntary reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm. Good evening.
Good evening, W.
Phil, we had callers wondering if you were going to be at the Pony in Starkville, where I hear they're having naked biscuits and gravy wrestling tonight.
Boy. Yeah, I went on and drive that far, you know what I mean? Just to see that.
Yeah, they need to have like some sort of grainy internet feed that I can watch on Stream East or something like that.
How's Davey and Walker doing? What happened to Bear Bryant? He leave early?
He got tired.
Can't hang with the rest of us.
Past his bedtime.
It is past his bedtime.
Guys, y'all are going to ripping on coaches and stuff today about Lane Kiffin, but don't you think that our coaching today was pretty pathetic, and you know we won? Especially the clock manager. That's the number one thing I didn't like today.
I thought that guy coached circles around our guy tonight, Phil. I thought Jeff Lebby, that's why I say like they deserve to win. I don't know that we earned it necessarily, but I'll take it. Sometimes you got to win in spite of yourself, right, Phil? Sometimes you got to have a little luck. I hope we don't see what we saw today anymore out of Josh Heupel.
It's kind of a reoccurring thing before the end of the first half or the end of the game. Heupel, for some reason, goes too conservative. You know, he's been doing that ever since he's been here. Before halftime, he'll sit on the lead or whatever.
The frustrating thing about it, Phil, is it's like he can't decide whether he wants to go conservative or not. You know, like we will change pace within the series. Like we're going breakneck, then no, slow it down, slow it down. And it's just, I feel like we talked about it yesterday on the drive. Put the pedal down, man. Make this your identity. Let's go. And yeah, we're going to make some mistakes. We're going to drop some balls and get some penalties and stuff like that. But if you do it for 60 minutes, I think you're going to overwhelm your opponent.
Well, the offense kind of had an average day. I mean, the defense scored 2 touchdowns. I mean, but we left a lot of points out there tonight.
Yep. I mean, we had touchdown go right through Mike Matthews' hands.
Exactly.
Ball go off a receiver's hand.
That terrible call on that offensive interference. That's bold crap I ever seen right there.
Oh, man. Just awful.
But it's those plays right there, Phil, where it's just like I struggle to be too hard on the coaching in those moments because it's just like they put their guys in an opportunity to make a play and they just didn't. Now I'm with you on the clock management. That's completely on the coaching staff at that point. And even if the players there aren't, getting rid of the ball quick enough or trying to make too much happen whenever the clock is your adversary, at that point, it's like you got to be in their ear, realize like, hey, if you ain't got it, just get rid of it, clock it, let's reset.
Are y'all concerned about our special teams? I am.
Yeah. I mean, like I don't trust Max Gilbert's going to hit a kick if it's a meaningful one and like the game's on the line. I don't have confidence there. Fielding punts.
I mean, good Lord.
I hold my breath every time.
I don't know if it's. I don't have any problems like schematically. I think we're fine. I think we're lined up and doing the right things. It's just A, we can't catch a punt, and B, we can't make a field goal. Those are pretty big problems.
Yeah. I'm glad to see Penn State get beat tonight. And it's funny you're all talking about Franklin. He's kind of the Rick Barnes of football, isn't he?
Ouch, Phil. I don't know.
That's true, though.
I was prepared to laugh there, but
I don't like that.
I don't know if I like that.
I don't like that at all.
Well, you still got ways to catch Buck Pearl. See you.
Walker, you seen this video of the Oregon players as soon as the game is over, just sprinting towards the whole team, just sprinting towards the Penn State student section to talk shit?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, Happy Valley, that stadium is, obviously it's one of the loudest, one of the best ones outside of the SEC and college football in general.
That's super cool what they do.
It's the whiteout is one of the coolest things. It had been like a couple of years since they've been able to schedule a whiteout at night too. And they go out and lose, and those Oregon guys have been hearing it all night. It's just, go up there and tell them what you think. I think it was pretty cool.
Oh, man. Well, Tennessee, very fortunate to survive tonight. Winding down on the voluntary reaction as we approach the midnight hour. Let's get Carson in here next. Hello, Carson.
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
We're doing all right. How about you, man?
Oh, man, I've been better, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm drinking from the keg of glory, don't get me wrong. But, at this point in voluntary reaction, I don't feel like I can say anything that somebody else haven't already said, right? But my biggest thing, man, Kinselman. Like, when you look at the stats for Joey Aguilar today, the interceptions, but, man, I mean, what was that? One hit his hands, the other one hit him in his numbers, and they both turned into interceptions. He's a 5-star tight end.
It's frustrating, man, because he's such a good player, and he had some big-time grabs for us in this game, and he has all season, but it's the same thing as Mike Matthews. It's the same thing as Staley. Like, if you get two hands on the pass, I don't care if it's a little high. I don't care if it's a little behind you. If you get two hands on it, you got to catch it. And I'm sure that'll be a focal point at practice this week.
But also, too, Russ, I was done with Staley after the first drive. So, I mean, the muff punt, that's ridiculous. And then the third down where we could have been inside the 10, where we ended up kicking the field goal, just hits him right in the hands, and Staley completely just completely drops it.
Too many drops, too many little mistakes there. You got to clean it up, man. I mean,
And then what happens after that, Russ, is okay, so they punt it off to us, and he just doesn't field it.
I mean,
that was three massive plays by Staley within 10 minutes of the football game.
Yeah.
That completely changed the game.
Yeah, and I don't know. We've been on a long time. I don't know if you heard, but my take on that, Staley and Mike Matthews, is this was a big moment for them. They've never played in an atmosphere like this. They might have been on
Get them off the football field, Russ.
Okay, well, who do you want to put in there?
I don't know who.
Well, that's a pretty big question. You got to be able to answer that question. You got to be able to answer that question. Is that the best? Yes, that's the best we got.
Okay, then we're not good enough for us.
Well, we won the game.
Yeah, of course. Against Mississippi State, that's lost the last 12 SEC games.
Has a top 15 ranked win this year.
I mean, I get your
okay, Walker. Arizona State, like they're not the team that they were last year. Obviously, losing Cam Scatterbo.
We're still really good. We have white Lamar Jackson back there and the best receiver going into this draft.
How is he talking on here as a Tennessee guy, and he's saying we as an Arizona State fan? He's saying we.
He's an alum.
Born and raised in Knoxville, alumni of Arizona State.
Carson, you seem very angry.
I'm not angry, Russ.
You seem pretty pissed.
Angry. Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I should tone it down.
No, it's okay.
We're trying to figure out that reason behind it.
I'm trying to calm you down, and it seems like you're getting personal with Walker. You're getting snippy with me. You're very upset.
No. I don't want to. No, I shouldn't. Shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be like that. I love you guys. I'm a daily listener to The Drive. If I can't listen live, I listen on SoundCloud.
Hey man, it's all good. Here's what I tell you. Yeah, we had young players who were not ready for the moment, man. Jalen Hyatt was not ready for the moment his sophomore year. He was his junior year. And I don't think we have to wait until their junior years for Staley and Matthews to come through. We got to fast track this thing because they are the best we have at those positions. So hopefully they learn from this experience, and the next time they go on the road, which is going to be in Tuscaloosa, they're better prepared for what they're going to encounter.
So just like last year, Brazel wasn't shit for us last year, right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden this year, this guy is unbelievable. And one of the most hurtful things today was watching him that bullshit PI call that should have never been called. I mean, he barely when you put it in slow motion, he barely touched the guy.
Horrible call.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
Carson, here's the other thing I will add. While it was frustrating watching some of those receivers make the mistakes that they did, the big thing that the coaching staff told us was, to Russell's point of like, we don't have anybody else, they continued to try to scheme up plays to get them going early. Like, I mean, you look at coming back out of the second half, we drew up that screen to try to get Staley a easy touch. He didn't catch it, but with Mike Matthews, I mean, obviously had the big drop early. Like, these are the three guys they're rolling with barring injury. So while we're still going to, have those up and downs, those, I guess it's definitely like a rookie mistake for Staley. Obviously that, Matthew's been in the system for a couple of years now, but that's the guys that they're going out there with you, man.
Maybe he had like 3 or 4.
I'm just telling you what the coaching staff did. So it's like, here's what I'll say, man. Like, I get the frustration, but it kind of like, it was one of those things, and we're not at this point yet, but this is how I'm going to bring up the name, and everybody's going to be like, why'd you do that? But Jared Garantano, it wasn't his fault. They kept putting him back out there.
We do need to make Boo the punt returns. Quit fooling around with Staley. We need to live or die with Boo. Just tell him to catch the ball first.
That's the best thing you've said all night, Russ.
I have my moments.
A
rare moment of clarity.
I love you.
I love you too,
guys.
brother. I love you too. Feel the love.
The last thing I'll say is, man, I've been a listener, like a diehard listener since I don't know, 6 years probably. But what happened? Like, I remember drunk Davey calling in beer. Like he was too drunk and he was trying to call in people, anybody that was listening, to go get him some beer. I remember the fuck you, Jake Taylor. I remember the prison guy after LSU calling in talking about prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like this has got way too serious lately. Let's make VR fun again.
Well, I'll answer your question. I'll tell you exactly what happened and why the tone of the show has changed. It's very simple. We don't suck anymore. We're good. And so we take it a lot more seriously, which, I mean, if if we start sucking again, maybe voluntary reaction will get a little
Well,
rowdier.
no,
But
a lot of that what I said was 2022. So the Davy calling in for more beer and the
No, that
not
was
the
2020, bud. Dude, that was Jeremy Pruitt final year. I can promise you that.
But
hey, Carson, thanks, man. Appreciate it. We got to get some other guys in here and
all
finish
right,
up.
man.
Appreciate you.
I enjoyed it, man. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Perry is up next as we wind down here. I keep saying that. Y'all keep calling. Perry, you're on voluntary reaction. Go ahead. Perry, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going well. We won a game.
Drinking from the keg of
I'm not
glory.
going to complain too loudly. I'll complain a little bit, but I'm not going to bitch about it,
No, well, I mean, we got to win. We should have won the game. It didn't look as good as what everybody's bitching about, but I mean, I swear, a lot of these fans now are new fans. They ain't been through the grind the last fucking 25 years like we have. They just want to fire Heupel. They not forget the last 20 years.
I saw an old friend today that I hadn't seen in a long time, Earl Keister, down at Barley's. And we were catching up and he's like, hey, man, like, how's your thing going and all that? And I was saying, like, dude, like, this is so great. If people come to these watch parties, people are listening to our post-game show. We're doing numbers. We're ad revenues rolling in. Ratings are good. What we went through, because I hadn't seen my buddy Earl since probably like 2015 or so, maybe before that. I was like, what we went through doing this stuff for 10 years sucked. And now we're back, and we're in a position now where we're like 4-1. We just won an SEC road game, and half our fans are pissed.
I know. That's what I don't understand. This is our first road game. They all know we're kind of weak on the road, and it's Mississippi State. They should definitely be ranked, even after a loss to us. They should be, I'm not going to say like top 15, top 20, but at least 25, 24, something like that, especially since TCU went down today. We had a couple big games go down, but that's just one thing. I just don't understand why people are upset. We got the dub. It wasn't pretty yet. Heupel should have called a timeout, but we've seen in the past he's got horrible clock management. But I would understand why he didn't, because how good Joey was doing. I think he expected Joey to just get rid of it, but hell, he burned 10 seconds trying to get rid of the ball,
Yeah.
So I would understand why he didn't. He wanted to try and keep them off guard, but
that's
at the end
thing
of the day,
you got to be wary of, though, right? Davey is in Heupel's. He's right. In Heupel's mind, he's correct. Yes, 14 seconds, get up there, run a quick play. Then we're going to have like 9 or 10 seconds. We'll have 2 more plays after that. But it's football, and you can't account for, hey, maybe the quarterback is going to run around for 5 seconds and float one to the sideline, and then you've only got 4 seconds, which is exactly what happened. Yep. And so, again, that's why you call the timeout, and you can walk through the whole thing with him on the sideline and say, hey, this is what we're trying to do. You can't run around. Like, you got to make a quick decision. You either hit your guy or you throw it away quickly, and then we've got 2 more plays.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm thinking. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it goes back to the old saying of you're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. And whenever you get in these situations where I know some of these guys are dealing with, like Joey's been around, he's seen a lot of football, but it's the first time he's been in this situation with you. And I just think Heupel, if anything, you kind of overmanage it, and we just didn't do that. And whenever you allow everything to kind of transpire the way it did, it just goes to show you're not in control the way we would want you to be as the head coach of this program. And as we're trying to make it to the next level, as far as what we view Tennessee as on the national landscape.
That's true. I mean, but at the end of the day, it still comes down to, I think Hype trusted, because Aguilar had ice in his veins. He's had it. So I think he trusted him to make a play. Yeah, we screwed up, but at the end of the day, we still won the game, and it's a road game. I mean, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, I don't know what's going on with these refs. The refs, called a horrible game against us in Georgia. They called a horrible game against Georgia and Bama. I mean, what school? I mean, how many games we got to win a year to get a good call from the refs? You know what I'm saying? Like, we get no respect. My buddy Mark keeps talking about that.
Man, like, again, it comes to the officials, like, the touchdown called back was awful. And I mean, you can look at it, that's a game-changing call. But if I just separate that one play away, which you're going to always have like one or two of those, I didn't think officiating was the reason you're in that position. Like, you should expect to have one call go against you at a point to where it's like, it's going to be like, damn, that was a horseshit call. There's no reason you should do it. But the problem was Tennessee put themselves behind the 8 ball so much with mistake after mistake, and it continued to compound that one play in hindsight just looks so much bigger than it should have been, because you gave Mississippi State the opportunity to stay in that game. And so fortunately we did get the win. And I know we're still going to complain about that call, and rightfully so. Like, I mean, we should, that was egregious, but I don't think the officiating has been as terrible. And the other thing, like with Tennessee, we know for the most part, Josh Heupel's teams have been very undisciplined as far as when we're picking up penalties. And I mean, you saw it at times today, and that's just something that's baked into this system. And listen, Heupel should be criticized for that, and rightfully so, because again, this is your team, and we know that's a staple of your that's a problem that your program has, and you've not been able to rectify it. Now, I don't have the stats pulled up. I was looking at it earlier. I think you had 6 penalties for 60 yards. And, you know, you probably sign up for that, right?
Almost 300 yards this season.
And it's like, that's not great. I mean, I think I saw with Alabama when they were playing Georgia, I think for the night they had 4 penalties for 16 yards. That's incredible. That's like, it's not something I would expect from a Kalen DeBoer coach team, especially with how sloppy they looked early on in the year. But it's like, I never anticipate seeing a game from Josh Heupel where we give up less than 25 yards as it relates to penalties. That's just not something with him that I've ever seen and ever expect to see.
No, I mean, that's what I was trying. So far we've got 28 penalties for like 270 yards or something, and it's only 4 games in. That's fucking crazy. We got to clean that up. We're beating ourselves. I mean, I still didn't trust Joey till probably the second game. After the second game, I was waiting. I was holding off till we faced Georgia, obviously, but I kind of already had the feeling we could beat anybody. We can beat anybody this year. We can.
Yeah, I look at college football right now. There's not that elite team I'm seeing where it's just, oh wow, you're not going to be able to face them. Like, if they even have a guy go down, it's just another 5-star. That's not college football now, to where, you know, there's so much more parity in the sport. And if you do show up and you play your A game, Tennessee can win every single game on this schedule and make a deep run in the playoffs. The problem though is you see what happened today, and why you got to win. You realize if you're playing a top 15 team on the road, like, that's not a game you're winning. And so we're fortunate today to walk out of there with the W.
Yeah, I believe that for sure. I'm glad we won. I expected us to go up early and have Mississippi State fight their way back. I didn't expect this game to go this way at all. We got to clean up the special teams. We got to clean up the flags, obviously the fouls. And I only got one critic on Joey right now. And I keep trying to talk to people about this. I'm gonna get y'all's opinion. What do y'all think about Joey's deep ball?
Oh, I think it's great. It's fantastic. I mean, it's either right in stride or it's a little bit of an underthrow, to where his guy's at least able to go up and make a jump ball and then you know, potentially get a pass interference call. It's not like Nico. I mean, Nico was 10 yards in front of his receiver. You're never getting the pass interference. It's basically just a wasted play. No, I mean, it's night and day from last year.
Oh yeah, 100%. I just feel like Joey. It looks like he's putting everything he can into these balls, and it's like the ball just goes flat. I don't get it. I mean, every game so far this year, Joey's gotten lucky with the 50-50 ball, but those could have been picked. You know what I'm saying? They could have easily went the other way.
The Hail Mary was worrisome, but I don't have a problem. Like he's not woefully underthrowing. The one that he threw against Georgia, okay, it was picked off. It's an arm punt.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not. It's even if it is the rare occasion that it's picked off, it's usually going to be pretty deep in the opponent's own territory, and it's basically a punt. So I don't have a problem with it because it seems like we're catching a high percentage of them. And
we've capitalized for sure.
Yeah, I think he throws a wonderful deep ball. It might be his best quality as a quarterback, honestly.
When you have a guy like Brazel too, like you expect him to win those battles. He's bigger, stronger, faster than the guy that's covering him. I'm going to like rely on my receiver to go up and make that play.
Okay,
Perry, thanks, man.
It just seemed like he was a little weak, but yeah, y'all have a good one.
Yeah, man, appreciate you. Perry dropping off. All right, this is gonna be our last caller, Davey, and then it's cookout for me.
I'll be here, but yeah, I've got some food I'm excited to dive into.
I might pick up like just a protein shake or something on the way home. I don't have time to eat anything.
Let's get Matthew in Dallas in here next. What's up, Matt?
Matty Ice.
It's a great way to end the night, boys.
Yes,
House
sir.
divided in the Maxwell household. Little brother went to state, was in the game. I guess cell service in Starkville doesn't work that well because after that Chris Brazel pass interference, he was chirping pretty loud. And let's just say he hasn't responded to any of my texts.
Really? Oh, that's funny, huh?
It is in the middle of nowhere in his defense. You know, the cell service out there, I might have to side with him a little bit, man.
You know, it's funny. One of your former colleagues at the show used to say Starkville was in the top 3 in terms of SEC, venues. And I said, hey, if you like cow pastures and Taco Bells within a mile radius, then yes, it's for you.
I am a little bit disappointed in my guy Jeremy. My guy Jeremy said he was going to file a report from the pony tonight. Biscuits and gravy wrestling. And Jeremy, if you're out there listening, buddy, maybe you're just having a good time in the pony, which, hey, fair play to him, I guess. But we got about 10 more minutes here. The clock's ticking, buddy.
Listen, I know you guys are tired. I know you guys are hungry. I'll make my question really quickly here. I think it's funny. We all are, to your point, we're not sucking anymore. We're a good football team. We're a good program. We're competitive. We're in games. But I did find it interesting today. You know, Chris Brazel had a great game. Mike Matthews had a good game for the most part. Let's go back 3 months ago, and a lot of our fan base, myself included, was on Kelsey Pope. We questioned a lot of his coaching ability and the ability to, get players to play at the next level. And I'm convinced now, just for whatever reason, it takes players, for whatever reason, at least 2 years in this system to really adapt to the Heupel offense and to whatever Kelsey's telling these guys, because I don't know if it's the quarterback play. I mean, you can make that argument, but Chris Brazel is night and day different receiver than he was a year ago. And I'll hang up with that thought, boys. Have a great night. Go Vols and take care.
Thanks, Matty. I appreciate it, man. I mean, of all the pleasant surprises, Brazel has been so good. And I tell you what, for all the grief that we have given Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley tonight, I don't know about you, Davey. Like, I'm not out on those guys. I still believe in them. They looked so good against Georgia. I think that first of all, I think they can be really good this year. But next year, when they get a year of experience under their belt, man, I'm expecting star stuff from them.
Yeah, I mean, and none of the comments I've made tonight means like I am out on these guys moving forward. It's just sometimes you realize like you get in your own head and you struggle to make the plays that are right there. And when that's the case, it's like, hey, game's on the line. We got to go to people we can trust in this moment. And yeah, I mean, we know these guys are going to be back out there. They're going to get another opportunity. But in this situation, it is like, I want to go to my stud. Like, I'm not saying that Brazel's going to be this guy at the next level, but it's like, I want them going to him as if this is, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors type guy. And it's just like, when it's third down, who's getting the ball, and we're going to those guys regardless. And I don't think we were necessarily doing that a lot. Now, there were opportunities. I mean, we talked about the incredible 4th and 4 catch that Brazel had where he kind of essentially tipped it to himself. But yeah, I mean, especially early on when Staley's having the game he is, and like, if you can separate the special teams from, the offense, it's just, man, whenever that was happening for him out there, it was just, you just knew it was just that rock just rolling down the hill and it's just picking up more steam. And it's just like, this isn't going to end well.
Mm-hmm. And now that it feels like, especially after this game, Chris Brazel is the number 1 receiver. There's no question about it. He's going to start drawing those number 1 assignments on the defensive side. And everyone's going to know that. Everyone's going to be, safeties are going to be shading to Chris Brazel because they know how good he is. That's going to open everything up for Staley and Matthews to be put on those islands and be expected to win those, especially Matthews.
And if we can get the run game going and that's going to draw in a little bit more from the safeties, like that's when you're going to have those opportunities to take the deep shot.
Yep.
So you need everything working, and today it wasn't.
I'll tell you what, I didn't expect a win at Mississippi State to go as long as losing that heartbreaker to Georgia.
Oh, that game had it all though, because people can be really happy and really mad at the same time.
It's dang. I mean, this game was nuts. I never want to rewatch this game ever again in my life. I don't want to see highlights from this game. I want to forget it.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
No. I'm eager to see it just because I feel it was one of those games, to your point, Russ, where there was so much going on. I think there was a lot I missed. Yeah. And I go back and I see it on the replay and on the second watch. I'm just like, holy hell, how did we allow that? Or the fact we got that, like, I just think there's a lot of those opportunities that I'll notice on the second time through.
The ending makes it worth it.
True.
If we had lost, I'd probably be with you. Like I still haven't watched the highlights from the Georgia game. It's just, it hurts too much. Even though I know we did good things and there's probably some entertaining football in there, but I'll watch this knowing the end result. I think we'll make it sweet and we'll have a lot to unpack when, with new eyes. And we didn't get Bob on tonight.
Phone line's pretty packed.
Yeah. We were busy and I'm tired now. So we're going to get out of here, but I'm looking forward to hearing from Bob on Monday. And then after having watched some of the highlights and stuff, to have some different takes, stuff we missed, all that stuff on it. So
no, that's a good point. I'm just hoping that this game becomes like, what in the world happened in that game a month and a half from now when we have huge games coming up against Florida and Bama, and we're just like, how in the world was that game close?
Hopefully it'll be a thing where it's just, hey, we didn't have the road stinker this year. It was going to be Mississippi State, but we found a way to get it done.
Yeah.
And that could be a sign of growth from Josh Heupel. He found a way to get this done tonight, man. That last drive, the game tying drive, for all the grief we're giving him about clock management and everything, that play call, the sweep with Aguilar for the touchdown, beautiful call, man.
Yeah.
What a call. Some of his fourth down calls, really nice play designs, the wrinkles.
Committing to running it late.
Running the ball when we had to.
2 of 2 on fourth down conversions tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Third down.
We had to have it.
Great.
Yeah, third down, that was a tough number to look at.
What was it?
I think it was 5 of 14.
Yeah.
Mississippi State was like 8 of 19.
A little higher percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 466 yards of total offense, and it felt like we could have if there's an overriding theme of like why some of our people are frustrated, it's because we've seen what this offense is capable of.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about this year and like, oh man, if they could have done what they did in the first quarter against Georgia for 4 quarters. I'm talking about like 2022. And it feels like we've got some of those tools again, and we just haven't seen it explode. And I think a lot of us thought that we might see it because Mississippi State's not that good, and they're not that good. They played well tonight. I do give them a lot of credit. I told Phil, I thought their guy coached circles around our guy, man. I expect more from Heupel.
They played well enough to win that game. That's hands down. You got to hand it to them. Like, we Going into this game, you're like, okay, they got their big win against Arizona State, but like, are they really that good? We had one of the beat reporters on from Mississippi State. He's like, okay, we haven't played anyone outside Arizona State, and Arizona State ran all over us in the second half. This team, they're a lot better than people thought coming into this season, and they proved that tonight and just weren't able to win. And we were lucky enough to be able to pull it out.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. It's good to be 4-1. Good to be 4-1 headed into the off week.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to have a lot of fun on Fan Run this week. We invite you to tune in. We're going to be gearing up for a big month of October. Fall is here. Fall is upon us. And we got a lot to look forward to. Big games. Big games coming up, man. It is going to be a lot of fun. Davey, break it down for me. Closing thoughts here on the Voluntary Reaction presented by the Griffin Law Firm.
Russ, my first thing in closing, Joey, I beg you, do not go to California this weekend.
There's nothing for you out there, Joey.
Yeah. If I hear about you taking a trip to the Rose Bowl, I will lose my shit, especially with Arkansas being the following game. You've at least not ran out of bounds on the last play either so far, so that's good. But, hey, I know we're frustrated with how this game played itself out, but it is the game in the past that Josh Heupel has lost on the road, and thank the Lord we found a way to win it today and keep the playoff dream alive, because you fall behind 0-2 in SEC play in this league. That's just something I don't really see any team coming back from whenever you look at what you're having to face on a week in, week out basis in the Southeastern Conference. But I'm glad to see that this is one of those situations where there's so much you can look at whenever the team goes and watches the tape and realize we got to fix this, we got to fix that, and we've still got a great opportunity to get back to the playoff. Listen, 10-2, that's where I still see this team. I think Josh Heupel is going to clean up a lot of the stuff that we saw today, and I'm excited for when Arkansas rides into town here in 2 weeks. Hopefully, they're following in pursuit behind Bobby Petrino's motorcycle, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see on that.
All right. I like it. Good stuff. Walker Smith, thanks for hanging out, bud.
It's always a pleasure. Hey, don't forget, if you guys are joining late to the stream, I know I'm not sure how many of you guys have been on for the almost 4 hours. This whole thing will be uploaded on Spotify right after we're done here. So if you want to go back and listen to some of this, it'll be up on all those channels.
Or Apple Podcast for you geezers like me who use that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, we've come to the end of the long road. Voluntary Reaction, we appreciate you. This has been a wild one. It was a wild game. I think my closing thought here is it's good to see our guys show some guts. And I was texting with some friends and towards the end of that game, and a buddy of mine who's a former player was saying, are we going to show some mettle? Do we have the cojones to pull this off? And, I'm all in my feelings. Oh, we're going to lose, doing my negative thing. Walker would tell you, I can be a little negative when we watch the game.
Oh, yeah. We all can.
And I was just like, I don't know, man. But that's the way those guys think, the players and the jocks. And that's the way our guys came through today. They showed some guts, man. They know they didn't play well. They know. They know this wasn't the best they can do. I think don't mistake the locker room celebration videos and all that stuff that you're going to see of like, nothing to fix here, nothing to worry about. We got all this figured out. They know that we were lucky. They know that they got to get better, and they're going to work to do that, man. So we'll see what happens. This next one against Arkansas is huge for so many reasons, and we all know what happens after that. So buckle in, folks. We're almost halfway through. This stuff goes by so fast, man.
Got to enjoy all the football games while you got them, even if they're torturous to watch.
So thanks to all the listeners for tuning in today. Thank you to Marshall Griffin, the Griffin Law Firm, for sponsoring us. Check out griffinlawdefense.com for more information on them. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Walker. Thank you, Davey. I'm Russell Smith. Have a great Sunday. We'll talk to you Monday afternoon here on Fan Run Radio.